Hello, hello, and welcome along to Sogravia. Why is everyone someone different?
Because we're missing an Allura cam.
No,
Yeah,
no,
oh,
we don't have an Allura
Oh,
cam.
gross, I'm Glacius. Get him off me.
Well, I would, but Matt's usurped Sullivan. I like the way that
That's fine.
everybody has moved around, except for Michaela, who's just like, no, I'm still me.
Oh, now I'm a
Exactly.
Laura.
Incredible.
Unique.
Okay, cool. I was
Never
also
seen
no,
before.
always me. Okay, fantastic. So it's been a little while since we played. We had Christmas and all the stuff, and hope that you all had a nice Christmas, a good New Year, and all that sort of shit. But we're going to take our recap back a little further, back to the day where we took down Rockus Sunderdown on behalf of the Sisterhood. Hey, Laura. We'll keep Ashwin alive, we promise. Yeah, should be mentioned, Alora's not here today, at least not currently. She may or may not arrive at some point, I don't know. Anyway, when we took out Rockus Sunderdown on behalf of the Sisterhood, using the power of the Gutbuster Dwarves, after that, it was kind of left at an open end as to what to do. There was one thing that would need to be done, as Zavel had gone and got himself poisoned with a very piece of the shadow plane.
So selfish.
The Shadowveil lives within him, and is slowly usurping his life away, losing his max HP constantly, and basically being a liability as per usual. So after that, you guys did a bit of a loose end, and you travelled about a bit, trying to work out exactly what to do next. Starling was the victim of multiple assassination attempts, and at one point she took shelter in your home. And after that, you decided,
Can you call her a victim if she didn't die?
of an assassination attempt, yes.
Yes.
Yes. You can.
Is it overkill if they
It could
didn't
be
die?
the target of an assassination attempt, if you really prefer. That makes things better. You sorted out some problems between regarding the Feurian Guard near Riverside, when you investigated the possibility that a village had been conscripted. You dealt with some sewage and in Carthan, and the people within the sewage, and then decided, fuck it, we're going to the mountains. We like the mountains, that's cool. And we're going to go deal with this problem, because apparently giants are attacking a Feurian Guard citadel. And so you travelled up into the mountains, and unfortunately at that point we lost Fox, or Jay, the player, more specifically. Fox didn't die, he just departed with two divination wizards to focus on the changing in the constellations, as Ravanesca, as you so know the enemy to be, the new incarnation and full deity form of the Raven Queen, pulled an entire god out of the sky. In this world, the constellation are the Pantheon. So each god has a star-like incarnation in the sky. Whether you are a supporter of Corellon and the Elven gods, whether you're a supporter of Cyrillali and the Halfling gods, whether you're a supporter of the constellation itself, all of these gods have a representation in the constellation in the sky. And one of them, the god of law and justice and order, was yanked out of the sky by Ravanesca and murdered viciously. And so, yeah, Fox wandered off with a couple of divination wizards to study that, because Jay needed to stop playing because he got a new job. And we proceeded up into the mountains, where we went to visit the giants and the Feurian Guard. The Feurian Guard had insisted that the giants are attacking for no reason whatsoever, and when the giants got there, they were insisting that the Feurian Guard were attacking them for no reason whatsoever at a temple up in the clouds, where they killed their wise man, their eldest, and took away their ever-burning torch. You then went back to the citadel up the top. No, you didn't. You went to the temple up the top, and you spoke to them, and discovered that mostly it was a communication problem, but certainly some Feurian Guard had overreacted, or overacted, if you prefer. You are to return their torch back to the giants this session, and you've been gifted the gift of temporary Aasimar wings to each of you, so that you can fly your way to and from. I did link them last session. If you do not have them in your inventory, I believe they are called Angel Wings of Flying.
All right, I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Did we level up last session we played?
We did, yes.
No.
Because
That did
I
happen.
wasn't there, and I'm looking that I'm currently level 10 and everyone else is 11.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Everyone else except you leveled up. You.
Should I level up
Wow.
now, maybe?
This is
So
awkward.
yeah, you can level up.
I'll just-
I leveled you up in the
Yay.
GIF, but I'm guessing you got some
That's-
increase
I
to
was-
max
I
by
was- I
like.
was looking at it.
Yeah, I'm guessing you
I
had
saw
an
level
increase to max from
11.
like 8 or something, which made it look like your HP had gone up.
Guys, I have 3 attacks now.
That is truly the
Thanks.
most exciting thing about this campaign so far, Glacius. Honestly, like
Thank you,
I am
thank you, I
so
know.
pleased to you.
I'm-
You've had 3 attacks
I'm the
since
most
like
important.
level 5, but I guess one was a bonus.
Now I have
action.
4.
Okay.
Whoa.
You can
Now we're
even
talking.
surge actionically and have 7.
And then I'd be hasted.
And have 10. Quick math.
And then
Oh.
do crack, and then. like,
Yeah,
probably-
actually, I don't know. If you have haste and you action surge, how many?
Oh god.
I don't know whether how that works.
actions.
I think it's just a
If,
new
I'm
action.
pretty sure.
You just
the
get
way
9.
I've always seen
yeah.
it is you just get.
You don't get the
9.
haste attack again. That would be silly. Anyway, so you have some pretty wings, flap, 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 and you are off to see the wizards, the giants of Oz.
Well, before that though, we also spoke to the people at the temple, who
That's what I just said. Who told you to take this torch back and gave you a pair of wings,
but also said other things,
such
like,
as
you know,
Oh yeah, we're gonna kill a guy.
why don't you kill the leader's son?
they said that it would be something they were willing to offer if the giants demanded it, but they would really rather not.
Sure.
So, in the mountains.
Off to see the mountains.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of up top of the mountains, right? You're not in those ones. You're in those ones. There we go. You were headed to the giants, is that correct? Flap, 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 fly, fly, fly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah. And so, you make your way to what was her name? Not Gertrude.
Gertie?
Did we confirm whether or not Glacius's wings were demonic? Bat-like?
No, they were not. All of them are
They
angel.
weren't, okay.
Okay. Gertie's encampment. Gertie Orlsdotter. If you remember, she has a brother, Franv, who is much more violent, much more prone to violence, much more angry as a human or
He
as
can
a
only
giant
speak
in
3
general.
languages.
He can only speak 3 languages. Yeah.
That's how his sister beat him. She could speak.
I hand over to you. What are you doing? I mean, for example, are you landing directly in the camp? Are you landing at the foothills of the mountain and announcing your presence? Like, what's the plan?
I think we should probably fly, like, not too close and then just walk in.
Yeah, let's do
Because
that.
if we just fly close, they might
Like a
assume
bat
that
out of hell.
Aasimar that are attacking, maybe. And we don't want that.
As you get closer, we've lost 2 perceptionists, so I think the next in line is probably Omi or Zavril. What are your perceptions?
Mine's a +6.
Yikes.
Obi?
That's a perception.
I actually have him
wizard.
beat.
My
I have a +7.
perception Is give me a second.
Oh, sorry, you're in the level up screen. Okay, that's fine. Don't give it to me.
+1. My perception's only +1.
+1? Oh, okay. Oh, you have intelligence and charisma, but not wisdom. Yeah, got it. Glacius, give me a perception check.
Oh, let's see. How well am I
Wow,
doing?
Glacius.
19.
That's good. So yeah, as you are flying, you do see 2 giants below, sort of doing that thing where they have their fingers up like this, and 2 of them are looking through it, 1 eye each, up at you. And one of them has a huge trident in his hand, and he's sort of lining it up. And,
Guys, Serpentine.
Split up, everybody.
I'll just give them a wave, so you can see me.
I'm going to smile bigly because I'm friends with the giants now.
okay.
Yeah, Obi, yell.
Well, they
the
say your
friend
smile.
word.
Oh, and then I'll remember what I need. I remember the giants have their own traditional greeting, don't they?
Yeah, but from this distance, all they think is your birds, right? And then as you get in
Yes.
closer, they'll see your angelic wings, and they'll see you stupidly waving, and Obi looking really happy. And you can land before the guards on the outskirts of the camp, who will then sort of note you and raise their hands out to say they are not going to attack you.
Hell yeah, Batman.
Thank you.
I'll make sure my shield's strapped to my back, so both my hands are free, and I'll do the same and raise my hands to
Yeah.
front of me to show.
And after you've all sort of done the sort of double hand greeting, very slowly in giant, the one on the right looks to you, Obi, and small dragon, you return.
Me. Esu worm.
Small dragon, right? That is correct, I think. I used the giant
Yes.
form, but yes, little dragon is what they were calling you. Esu worm,
I
indeed.
think it's little dragon. Yeah.
Yeah, little dragon. And he remembers you, and he sort of nods to you. Queen awaits.
We go.
And he, they sort of separate out and allow you to pass through. As you move through, you will notice that there are 3 heads on pikes. That's nice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They are all human.
Oh. Anyone we know?
You do not
Are these
recognize
new?
any of the faces. They are new. Very new.
They had
very
heads
fresh.
on pikes before, right? So these are different ones.
They had 2 men in a cage last time. This time they've got heads on
Okay.
pikes.
Do they look
The
like-
Feurian Guard had heads on pikes when you first arrived.
Oh,
Yes.
right. Okay, well, they're matching now.
Do any of them look like they might be related to that Aasimar from the temple that had all
No,
those-
and indeed, we renamed him when he was born. What did we call him? The new man.
David.
No. She renamed his child. He was just called Acolyte. Marcus, thank you. Got it. Yes. So Marcus, they were just calling him the Acolyte, right? And now he's Marcus because he has his wings. He will very quietly say to you in Celestial,
yeah.
which I think
He's with
at
us.
least a couple of you speak.
I sure don't.
I don't recognize any of them.
I don't know what you just said.
Okay.
I don't recognize any of them, he'll say.
Astrid will
In common.
translate.
Sure, Obi will. Obi is like the translator, right? All
Speak
57.
Celestial?
Why don't-
Oh, Obi
if
speaks
he
everything.
If he speaks common, why don't you
I
just
speak
talk in
Celestial.
common?
Yeah, I speak Celestial.
He was trying to say it in a language the giants wouldn't understand. But yes, he will tell Obi that he does not recognize any of these 3 heads on pikes.
How did they get there?
He looks at you like he's never been here and you
Those-
have. He has no idea.
We just got here. Let's ask. Let's ask the queen.
Okay. You approach the entrance to the Queen's sort of giant vaunted cavern that she met you in last time. And that's a lot of silence. Where's the noise? Should we try again? You enter into the giant's cavern. Thank you.
There we go.
That's what was meant to happen the first time I pressed play and it just played nothing. Yeah, and you will see Gertie and her brother. And her brother is sort of stood off to one side and is actually holding a bloodied axe right at this moment. Gertie is sort of stands from her throne and you promised peace. Did you not?
Did we? I don't remember. But
Is she talking to us?
I
Mm-hmm.
think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What has happened since we left?
3 sneaky infiltrators.
Infiltrate.
That wasn't
And
us.
with that, she will reach behind the throne and she will throw out 3 bodies that you will immediately recognize to be Shadowveil, despite the fact that the heads on the pikes were human.
These are agents of Ravenesca.
Yes.
Yes.
These are indeed the ones that we warned you of.
And
The ones
yes,
who have been troubling
and
all
she
of
will
our kind. so
toss the
much.
red and gold cloak in front of you on the floor.
They can disguise themselves as any
Do not lecture me on the Shadowveil, foolish young human. My point remains. Masquerading as Feurians, as you call these people.
Feurian.
This whole war is a sham!
Well, then help us end it.
Yeah.
We brought your flame back.
And for that, we are very grateful. Thank you, this is good news. I'm sorry, I'm angered. Truly angered.
That's
4 of my
fine.
giants lie dead.
I understand.
Cut while they were sleeping. They will never meet the giant gods. For they died dishonorably. You do not understand, young human.
I understand loss.
I will concede that perhaps that is true.
But
Bless
I
you.
believe you should focus your anger and your need for vengeance against the true enemy, and that is the Shadowveil.
Is it? Well, more to the point, which enemy is the Shadowveil? Our eldest was killed. Was he
Yes.
killed by Shadowveil or by Feurian Guard?
We do not know. There is no way of knowing whether someone is a Shadowveil without killing them. Unless you ask them these 5 questions.
I could imagine.
Oh no!
Just kidding.
Shut
I'm
up.
just
That's
kidding.
lame.
I don't really say that.
Killing them is a test with some unfortunate side effects.
That
Well,
big
yes.
That is
being
most
said,
definitely true.
It should be a
would
last
it be worth
resort.
it? Was it a leader of the Feurian Guard that created the problem? Who cast our eldest to death? Surely the
was a
Feurian Guard
member-
will also not want a member of the Shadowveil in their ranks.
Well, like we've just established, it would be senseless to just go around murdering people without proper cause.
You return this torch. On what terms?
On the terms that you help us against the fight against the Shadowveil.
She's not
I
a...
whisper
okay.
to
Against Ravenesca.
Sullivan. I think the Feurian Guard wanted to buy like 6 months of
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically,
We
she
will
she
give
wants the
you-
temple back right now. Clearly, this
Okay,
peace
yeah.
offering is not giving her that.
We-
So, what are the
we-
terms?
We will give you the torch. You need to give the Feurian Guard 6
I need,
months.
make not demands, make requests.
We would
Amazing.
very much like. We would very much be appreciative if you gave them 6 months to finish, casting the magic as to what they're protecting there, and they will leave. They will leave the whole place.
What are they
And
protecting?
you can have
They
it
won't
back.
leave it. They did not offer that
Oh,
at any point.
I swear they did.
No,
No, they
they
don't.
just said they'd
No,
let the
what they
giants
would
in
do-
after 6 months.
Oh, fine. They said.
Yeah,
They
okay.
will let you in
We
after
can
6
assume that
months.
whoever is speaking is using Sullivan's excellent charisma, but does somebody
we've
want
been
to
off
actually
for,
define?
like-
I know. Does anybody want to actually define the terms?
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Jamal,
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
okay, yeah, sure. We would like the Giants to give the Feurian Guard 6 months to prepare to accept the Giants into the temple. The Giants, at this point, may send their holy person to take residence for the year that they require.
Send back
And-
this. 3 giants permanently will take residence in the temple. We will give them their 6 months on the proviso that they cleanse their home.
What does that mean?
I was halfway between house and home. Leave me alone. I was like, cleanse their home!
I thought it was maybe a giant term.
No,
they just can't
I couldn't
pronounce
decide if I wanted to say house or home. My brain just wouldn't. It wouldn't
Okay,
make the line.
cleanse their house.
Yeah. So basically,
When-
she's saying, go back, and ensure that no Shadowveil reside within their ranks. Give them their 6 months, and after which 3 of my giants will reside permanently at the temple. In Giant
That
Spire.
sounds like a fair exchange.
Do they still know how to open Giant Spire?
Yes.
Giants.
Probably
Marcus,
Do they?
Marcus
No, I
sort of steps forward and we do, my lady. And he bows his head, and it is my family. My father, in fact. No? Yes? No. It is not his family at all. I've confused. He's the grandson of one. He's the son of the other. But he will claim it. It is my house that needs cleansing. It will be done. Might we take the heads you have so carefully prepared for us back, so that we might identify any more trespassers within our home? Gertie sort of looks and... Metal. We'll want metal in return. 600 pounds of iron, and 100 of steel, and 50 of silver. That is the price. That is the price you will pay in recompense for the loss of our eldest. Cleanse your house. If you are certain that there are no Shadowveil within it, then that is fine. I need no heads. Would you take me for a barbarian?
Sullivan's a racist.
Sullivan's nothing of the sort.
Glacius is no longer a barbarian. I had forgotten that. No, I need no heads as proof. Cleanse your house. 6 months it will be. And you, little human, young human, you made a request of us to fight against the Shadowveil with you.
Yeah.
You expect us to stand vanguard in one of your little armies?
No.
No. That would be quite pitiful and ridiculous, wouldn't it?
It would.
But a tribe, a full tribe, we will send in aid to one of your cities. You will ensure that they are not welcomed with swords and spears. What is your name again, young human?
Sullivan. Elliot Sullivan.
I will hold you
So.
personally responsible for their safety.
Very well. How long would it take for us to wrap this thing up, go in my day, and then get back to the city that our house is near?
2 days.
Send them in 3 days.
You will come and retrieve them, but before you take them from here, did you not want to delve in our halls in exchange for a small hat?
Yes.
We did.
Yes.
Oh, of the disturbance, yeah.
So you would need to go into the crack that they can no longer enter to find the lost giants, and more specifically, to find their shovel, or mat, or whatever we call it.
That's fine.
We gotta find Matt.
It was the mattock. Yes, so you gotta...
Ads.
I found Matt
Oh, the
right there.
ads! Yes, it is a mattock, but it is also an ads, you are right.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, we need to find their little shovel, and they will give us a powerful hat.
That's
Yes.
fine.
But we are
we're
not.
British.
Are we giving it to the Aboleth? We'll cross that bridge. when we get there.
No.
No, you slayed the demon they sent after you, which means that relations with the Aboleths are not excellent right now.
Yeah, they're through the window.
So you either need to really make them happy by giving them a hat, or book it and get the hell out of here.
You need to book it.
Let's book it.
Because the next thing they can send after you is a Draco Lich,
follow
right?
us there.
Yeah.
You're not going to follow us into the Shadowlands. Surely not.
Listen,
Surely,
if they send a
surely you
terrible
jest.
dragon to the Shadowlands, then it's destroying stuff over there. Everybody wins.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
ready.
that's fine. We're good at going into cracks.
So you will leave.
Okay.
Where is this
You
crack?
will leave, have your date, so to speak, and then return here to delve within our halls.
Oh, I didn't actually say that out loud. I was saying that to you so I could get a grasp
Oh.
of how long it would
You will
take.
leave
I
and
didn't
clear
just
this
tell-
up and ascertain these terms from your Feurians, and return here
The
in 3 days
Feurian
hence.
Guard, yes. Yes,
Yes.
we will.
Not only their guard, their whole house.
Yeah, that's just what they're called. They're not called the Feurians. They're called the Feurian Guard. Well, we can get to that in another day. We have pressing issues.
She looks at you and they name all of themselves their guard, even those that do not guard.
They all
Yes.
guard.
Yes, I believe it's to keep uniformity.
She turns to
Love
she
that.
turns to her brother and says something very quickly. Matt, give me a intelligence something check. I don't know. I need a language
Save.
check. I need a language check, really. I'm just gonna be a straight
Language check.
charisma check with proficiency.
Wow.
I'm actually gonna give you a custom skill right here, right now.
Kind of language.
Right
check.
here. Right now. Right here. Right now.
Oh,
That's
that
great.
That's a save.
Or 10.
That's
That's
a
a
save.
Christmas
Well,
save.
it had the +9. That's why I made it.
Okay, add custom skill. Custom skill is Ah! No,
Linguistic.
lingua. I broke it. Apparently, I can't highlight all the letters. Linguistics. And I'm gonna make this.
He rolled bad because he was learning new spells and wasn't paying
I'm
attention.
gonna make this int with expertise.
Ooh, I love it.
Okay. Refresh your page, Matt. And then give me a linguistics check and make sure it works.
A link bar check.
You might need to control Shift R to get a fresh page with Lingbar on it.
I gotta use my bar to slide down. There's too many skills.
Yeah. You do have one too many skills now. Oh, it works! Look at that, you rolled a 3!
Wow.
You get a couple of words, but the
Very
gist of it
nice.
seems to be this common tongue is stupid. What she tells her brother.
What language is it?
She's
Oh,
speaking
dear.
Giant, which you're still not particularly fluent in, but you're getting there. But
Yeah.
it's
You're
just
learning.
you can speak it very well at this point, but when they speak, it goes so quickly you miss stuff in comprehension.
Yeah.
I wonder if they speak Goblin.
You know that they do not.
I'm also learning Goblin.
Or
Goblin.
Sylvan.
Last time she was able to converse with you in Draconic, Celestial, and
I know. It was
Elvish.
one I could do. Obi, I could teach you Goblin.
I have this book here. I'm learning, but maybe you
Okay.
could help.
Well, I
No,
could
no, I
help
need
you with
help.
your
Please help.
pronunciation.
The book I have isn't a complete book.
that is true. You do have some goblins that might help you as well.
Yeah, we do
Yeah.
have a full-blooded
But
goblin.
But
Ma-
I'm learning Goblin so I can surprise them, so I can talk to them.
Did you
Aw.
have a language feature as well? Is that a thing?
That's a skill.
I mean, I have my
No,
I have
your
linguist, but that's not really
no the what did I call these keystone
Oh.
abilities, features, whatever.
my trait.
Trait.
Oh,
That's
my,
yeah,
my
that one.
special
Yeah, your special
trait
talent.
is what my special trait is. My talent. It's called well read.
Right. So with that and the book, you've halved it to 7 days, halved it to 3 days. So with Sullivan's help, you would be able to learn Goblin in 2 days. So standardly, it takes 14 days to learn the basics of a language. Your trait halves that. The book you've got on learning linguistics halves that again. And then having somebody who speaks the language means you can drop a day off it. So yeah, take you 2 days to learn Goblin.
I think that just means that I'm a great teacher.
Definitely.
That's why you're learning
Definitely,
it so quickly.
yes. You're a 33%.
We'll go with that.
But regardless.
I'm teaching him all the swear words first.
Okay.
Naturally.
Gertie will look at you and your small bodies will need rest before travelling back.
Wow.
We have halls for you.
Wow.
Have you seen
you.
Jorn?
As in from Game of Thrones.
Who the fuck is Jorn in Game of Thrones?
It's a place, no?
That's Dawn.
Isn't John the guy who's like best friends with Danny who then gets that?
Jon Snow?
Who gets that disease?
Sean?
Where it's like
From
on
New
his.
Jersey?
That's the same disease as little John gets.
Oh,
You know the blonde guy?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
him
don't know
who
if
like
best,
fancies her.
best friends is the words, but
It's
yeah.
not called Jorn for a start.
No.
No
Is it
one's called
called?
Jorn in that show. Not Jorn. That's his actual title. Is not Jorn. Oh, I can't remember his name, but it's not Jorn. Okay, does anybody else know who Jorn is? In context of Sogravia,
He's the human guy who
No.
hung out with the giants.
he was the human
Yeah,
guy who
wasn't he
was
the,
very, very old, who had the brown robe, who had hung out with the giants.
Oh,
Yes.
I
Yeah,
remember.
where is he?
I asked you that.
Oh, No, we just got here. Sorry, we didn't see him on the way in.
Yes, I assumed you didn't see him here, otherwise I wouldn't be missing him.
Oh.
Have you seen him elsewhere on your travels? She sort of puts her hand down and looks at you, Callum, and do you speak Elvish? She says in Elvish.
I reply in Gnomish. Do you speak Gnomish?
She just sort of waves her hands in frustration and just shouts in Draconic, "This is ridiculous!"
I'll respond to her. I'll respond to her in Elvish.
Speak Elvish and Draconic.
Yeah, these guys speak.
Little dragon, your communication skills are excellent. Have you seen Jorn on your travels? He is missing to us.
No.
Concise and to the point. You could teach your metal friend some things.
It was Jorah. He was the guy.
Sir Jorah Mormont, yes, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a Mormon.
Not Jorn. I knew his name was not Jorn.
Jorah.
No. And in a minute you'll ask me if it's the shape-shifting bear from The Hobbit. That's Bjorn. It's not Bjork either. She was an Icelandic singer. It's just
But then in the
Jorn.
movie, as if not, then I don't
In The
know
Hobbit?
about Hobbit.
I would assume so, yeah. Bjorn must
They
be in
do.
the movie. Like, otherwise...
Okay, then I just don't remember the movie very well.
Cool.
They're-
Anyway,
they're okay.
they're a pretty integral character, but yeah. Anyway, Jorn, missing. She thought that she would tell you that she thought he left with you as he walked you to the foot of the mountain and never came back.
Oh no. How long ago was that we left?
6
2
days.
days?
He was pleasant company. It's a shame. Never mind.
Suspicious.
Perhaps.
I'm sure he'll come back soon.
Are you?
I'm hopeful.
Me too. There are halls for your comfort. They will be a little large, of course, but they belong to the smallest of our kind, the hill giants. They have vacated them for you.
Oh.
It's very generous, thank you.
Correct. And she sort of nods to you and looks at all of you, and which one of you is most familiar with being underground? And Armand sort of steps past him. That would be I.
Oh yeah.
He nods, and she
Oh,
gives
yeah,
him.
he's here.
She gives him a huge scroll. I can't even do it on cam because my arms disappear. But it's about 5 foot in width, which Josh is slightly
Elder
shorter than
Scroll?
you.
An Elder Scroll.
No, just a giant's map. It is a map of the caverns beneath, as they call them.
Wait, I know maps. I'm a cartographer or whatever.
That's good, but
That's my
perhaps a little large for you to carry.
and navigation. That's my trick.
The map is twice as tall as you, and about 7 times as wide when rolled out. So
Well, I
perhaps
can
wait
hold it
till
with
you've
one
got a
hand,
big
I can-
floor.
Well, no, I can hold it with one hand. My mage hand could hold the other end of it, and we're good.
You
Your
think
mage
I
hand can
hold
lift
10
10 pounds. Not only that, but if you're holding one end of a about 25-foot map, you won't be able to look at much of it. Our man will offer to roll it out on the floor for you back in the chambers.
Yeah, Sid can hold it up for you if you want. Let's check it out.
Okay. So yeah, going back to the chambers, you can roll out this map, and it's really quite simple. It's just a spiral that goes down and gets wider and wider, as there are multiple floors within this cavern beneath, getting wider and wider as the mountain gets larger. Obviously, that is how mountains work.
Whoa.
But basically,
Can confirm.
this is implying that most of the mountain is hollowed out. At least
Oh my
the
God.
top sort of 5 or 6 floors, if you like, of it. These are giant floors, so they're about 35 to 40 feet in height. Some of the largest giants would have to stoop for that, but you could get any giant in. Even Franv, who stands about 60 feet in height. Gertie's
Wow.
brother. And there are different locations marked within. The Great Forge.
I want to go there.
Yes, perhaps. The
Looks like there's
Hoard
details
of
section.
Diamonds.
I want to go there too.
Yes, I'm sure you do. The Shard.
Callan's like, I don't want to go there.
No, not so much.
Sorry.
Ironically, I think that's the one you'll find most interesting.
All right, I'll write it down.
But we'll call it this. Yeah, you write them all down if you don't mind. The Shard, and then lower down there is the Great Haulage. Whatever that is.
The Great Haulage?
Haulage, like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There is also the Pit. Just the Pit.
The Pit too.
Yeah. There is something that's just marked as hot. Just hot. You're not really sure what's
That's
going on
where
there.
They found the lava.
Or heat, maybe. Yeah, you're not quite sure. And then the tunnels of closing.
Oh dear.
And these are marked in multiple places. The tunnels of closing, you would assume, are all of those passages that were shrinking over time. That were preventing the giants from traversing further.
Okay.
And
So they need us
then-
to go in there.
And then below that, on the floor below, you have the burial chambers. And within the burial chambers, you have the royal crypt. And it is there that the Adze is said to be.
Nice.
And then
So we're
just
doing this
below
after
there,
Sullivan's
just
Day, right?
sort of next to that, written in giant, is of dwarves, written in the royal crypt. And there is a nasty-looking picture of a dagger next to of dwarves. If you remember, they believe that Dwergar might inhabit the mountain. And they're big. They're not big, but they are mean. I'm getting very jealous. I need my own cat. Collier! Come on, I need a cat to cuddle.
Wants to be in the way.
Yeah, Stitch is a little more disruptive than Lisa. Lisa's the ultimate cuddling cat. Look at that. Like you can just cuddle her, and she just puts up with it. It's not that she particularly enjoys it. She just allows you to do whatever you want.
No.
Yeah,
Let it happen.
She's got good snuffling fur. As long as you feed her, she'll love you forever. Fat bitch. Anyway. Yeah, so this huge map is unfurled beneath you, and you can make a smaller copy. Obi, if you can give me a... Not calligraphy check. Thank you, cartography check. To see how well you can copy out this map. Does anybody have calligraphy? Is that Frederick over there, whatever his name is? Zavril, are you calligraphic?
Yes, I am indeed.
Then Obi, you may roll with advantage. Zavril will draw some neat lines. It really helped, honest. It increased it by 1.
That's
yeah.
one more than he had.
You're able to make a fairly vague map. The contours and lines would have taken you a few days, really, to get perfect. But it's enough to guide you on your ways. What is most important about this map is it shows you the ladders up and down, and also the sloping areas and the other ways in which you can traverse between the levels. So that's the real important part of the map. I did think about prepping this map, and then I thought, you know what, for the amount of hours they're going to be there, and the amount of work it would take me, I just decided to describe it to you.
Fair enough.
If anybody wants to draw their own version of that map, be my guest. I'm sure Michaela will supply you with the various names of places. But yes, you are able to go to the... Well, you're currently in the Stone Giant. Please, whoever that is, quit with the clapping. Hey, Mark, you
Man,
came
I
to
forgot to
me.
guidance.
You heard... You have guidance?
Yeah, so my fighting style, the Blessed Warrior, I get 2 cantrips, and when I level up, I can replace one of those cantrips, and I never seem to be using Mending, despite always wanting to.
Well, not only that, but don't we have
Hey,
somebody else?
you
At
can
least
use it
2 other
to,
people have a copy of Mending.
You can use it to heal Sid for like a D6 if you want.
Well, I
So
can't
think
now.
about that.
I have to wait until I level up now to switch back.
Look who came to visit
All
me.
right, never mind then.
She came to visit me because I
Oh,
rattled
she
the
heard
treats for the other
you.
cat. It's because I rattled
Oh,
the
you
treats.
lied! You tricked her. That's why she's trying to escape.
Tries to escape from me too. I just hold her very
She's not trying to
tightly so
escape.
she can't move.
She's currently chewing on my t-shirt. I don't think that's...
We love that.
Let's try to... Oh,
She
no,
was
she's off.
promised
She's off.
treats.
Where's she going? She had her
was
treats.
promised treats.
She had her treats. I gave her 4.
Oh,
Little
she
beast.
wants more.
Okay, fine. She wants more. Right, Michaela's the cat whisperer, so... She especially once more. Oh my god, the other cat just miraculously out of nowhere. Here's the package. They're behind
Hey,
you,
I heard
idiots.
you guys got some treats.
Dang.
Like,
They know
literally,
that's down.
the other cat just came flying into the room. Well, there we go. You got your treats.
The incredible cat derailment.
Oh, well, it's derailing, really. Who cares? It's fun. Anyway, yeah, so you are in the Chambers of the Hill Giants. The Chambers of the Hill Giants are approximately 45 foot in width and 35 foot in length. And they're a large square room in which there are 2 beds. The beds are completely useless to you as you can't reach them. They're about 7.5 foot in height. However, in here, somebody has kindly put a bunch of camping supplies. But you, of course, have a fabulous tent, which is more than comfortable, which you can just put up in here. Armand sort of looks to you all, and, well, it's nice of them to do the hosting thing, I guess. Do you think they have food? Not that there's anything wrong with your cuisine, Glacius, but it is getting a little constant.
Alright, well you can make your own food then.
Well, I'm just... I would
You don't
love
like what the chef cooks.
as I said, it's
Oh,
nothing
now
wrong
you're
with your
done,
food.
Mom.
I'm just thinking about having a meal off. You know?
Okay.
Potatoes don't go with everything.
They do.
Wrong.
The fact
They
that you
don't?
think that they don't.
No. No, they don't. If
You
only...
can boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Alright.
Yes, but we've had them boiled,
Shadowveil, we
we've
have to
had them
execute
mashed,
them.
we've had them roasted, we've had them in a stew. We've had them fried, we've had them double fried, we've had them mashed and then fried.
Oh, we've not had them crisscrossed.
Ooh, sounds delicious.
You can do that with a potato.
You can
That's
do
okay.
anything with a potato.
He looks at you and, okay. But have I told you about mattock rice noodles? Have I told you
No.
about the you know, the stretched out beautiful skin of the rothe?
Do you have foie
what?
gras?
Have I told you about mushroom noodles?
No.
No.
Do they have potatoes?
Do you have foie gras?
Foie gras?
Yeah.
Wah wah.
Is that a giant name?
No, it's a fish. I'm pretty sure it's fish eggs.
Foie gras?
No.
That's caviar.
Foie
Caviar?
gras.
Oh wait, so it's him.
Oh my
It's some
God.
kind of.
No, for fuck's
Foie
sake.
gras! I know exactly what you mean, Josh. Foie gras is made of, often you can get like chicken liver parfait foie gras, for example. Duck.
Typically it's fatty duck liver, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's usually duck. But fish eggs are caviar, and neither one of those is currently available to either Glacius or to poor Armand, who just wants a dinner that doesn't contain a potato.
Well,
I
that
think he's
sucks
but
for
I think-
you.
You
It
can
sounds like
have,
Armand's missing his creature comforts and his home cuisine. And
I
in all
did
fairness, it sounds
one-
interesting.
Yeah, I did try it. The first meal that he had. With
He
us,
loved
I tried-
he loved the first meal you did with him, and then you never did it again. He had potatoes for 9 days running.
Well, come on. Why don't you make our next meal? And you can make whatever you want.
I would need some
You
supplies.
think this guy can cook?
I don't.
I say that under my breath.
I whisper back. he
Even
doesn't
so,
get the potato. Of course
I've
you can't.
I've never taken a turn in the kitchens.
I'll help you.
As long as
I'll
they can't
guide
cook,
you.
That could be quite disastrous.
I'll guidance you. Oh,
Glacius,
fine,
perhaps
before
if I was to source you some different ingredients, you might try those.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Now we're
The
And
problem
with that,
is that we haven't reached a city where I can. Get
with that,
new
he
supplies.
takes off a he takes off a hat that he's been wearing today, and he reaches
Is it a
into
top
it.
hat?
No, it's a sort of it's a wide brimmed hat.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I'm just gonna whisper to Callum and just say, "Wow, I guess you can teach an old Dragonborn new tricks."
Shut up, you racist!
You didn't hear me. I
You
whispered.
didn't hear it.
I
Your
have better
perception's not
perception than
that
all
high.
of you. Of course, I fucking heard that shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
but anyway,
somehow.
so he reaches into his hat and he pulls out a small black cloth,
Whoa.
and he puts it on the floor once, and then he rolls it out until it is a large hole upon the ground, and then he jumps in.
Portable hole technology?
And then you hear him rooting around. Not that either. And he comes.
Mom, what is this?
Oh my god.
It's storage. When you get old like me, you need space. And eventually he comes out holding what looks to be a really short broom. It's like a little handheld broom. And he gestures towards what appears to be a giant footstool. And sort of uses that as a table. And he begins brushing on it. And as he brushes on it, he creates food. And the food he creates are underdark mushrooms, a haunch of rothe, the underdark cow, basically. These
The undercow, if you will.
yes, these sort of very strange, long, stringy noodles that look a bit like tagliatelle, but really thin and really flat. And he also brings up 2 root vegetables, one of which looks a little like a turnip, and the other which is deep red. And when you cut it, what comes from it looks genuinely like human blood.
Wow.
He puts those on the table and sort of...
Exciting.
I don't know any recipes, but, well,
Oh.
there is nothing wrong with your cooking, only your
I'll see what I can do.
variety. So,
Do you
perhaps
know
give it a
how
go.
to cook with these ingredients, Glacius?
Any good chef worth the salt can cook with anything.
I don't have any
I
salt.
don't think that's how that works.
I was about to say, where's the salt?
Oh, I have salt. That's You have to put salt on potatoes. Of course I have.
But are you
salt.
worth it?
I need to cut back on my salt, actually.
But
You
yes,
need to come back on your motor.
Does it
oil.
cause rusting?
I don't think Michaela meant in game, but sure.
I have
So,
both.
yes, I need to cut back on salt in real life, but I just no, I love it.
Fuck
It
no!
makes everything
I
taste
enjoy
good.
eating
My favorite.
trash.
It's-
It's so
But-
good.
But
Yeah,
you
it's
could
not sweets that
perhaps, sorry, you could perhaps consult Killian Wester's royal recipes for some interesting information, and then perhaps substitute certain things. So, in that book, there are plenty of other things about of wild game, not actually written in that book because that's
Yeah,
only
I was
like
gonna
5
say
recipes.
I've like used all the recipes from those
Yeah.
books.
I think there's a link somewhere in the Discord to more recipes should you need them. But anyway, you will find a little page that says of game and wild meat, which should tell you how to cook rothe or any other meat that you're unfamiliar with and how to know that it's done. He does remember how to twist the noodles, although not how to cook them, but you can assume they can be boiled. Go ahead and give me a cooking check and see what on earth you produce.
Guidance, as I say, just a
Wow.
little bit more salt.
Alright, where's the D4?
Oh boy, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
What is Glacius putting together?
Let me see what my cooking thing is.
But I hope it's a big
18.
number. Ooh, okay, with the guidance?
Yeah, that's with guidance.
Okay.
I got a 15 otherwise.
Yeah. So
Nice.
you put together something that's entirely palatable, although to each of you it's a little odd. It tastes a little earthy.
With a potato on the side.
Our
But
man
I
will
don't
look at
give
it
it to
and
Armand.
slowly slide
I
it across the
don't-
table.
Cubed
I
I
potato.
don't give it to him. I don't give it to him
Good.
specifically because he said he didn't want potatoes
No,
for just
so,
a meal.
uh,
So
the-
I just give myself
Yeah.
2.
The mushrooms are a little earthy in
2
texture.
whole potatoes.
Some of the meat is a little gamey to your taste and a little difficult to chew. But Arman is delving in. He's just like, gracious.
Yeah.
This is the best thing you've ever cooked. I absolutely love it.
Hey,
Like mom used to
Amazing.
make, huh?
Absolutely. My mother is an awful cook. The only thing she cooks is slaves.
I had a feeling.
I'm
Yes.
sorry.
But we had a wonderful chef back at home. Multiple chefs, but most recently a wonderful chef back at home.
Wow. Glacius, you
sauce.
impressed him.
Fabulous. I shall provide ingredients for you as often as you would like. Although, only those I'm familiar with. Or perhaps, and he sort of... He strokes the little broom very fondly. Almost like, I've had good
What
memories
is
of
that
you.
weird thing he's holding?
And then he will hand it to you. Glacius.
you being.
Glacius, this is a wand of create food and drink. It is usable once per
Oh
day. You may
my
only
God.
create foods with which you are familiar.
Potatoes.
There's a shitload of potatoes come out.
Yes, you may only summon food which is familiar. You cannot summon it cooked. And you may find in the Shadowveil that things go to rot long before they are any good. It is
That's fine because I can create all the other food and water. So you just focus on the potato.
This is great.
Yeah, it's just a once a day cast. It's just to get all those odd ingredients that you might not have otherwise. Yeah.
Like garlic.
Yeah, like garlic, exactly. And with that, you guys can take a long rest and get ready for the morning.
Wait.
Oh, waiting.
Before we long rest, I just want to show you guys my new tricks I can do. It'll be really quick.
Please.
Oh, please.
Tell
Please
us.
demonstrate.
Is anyone willing to allow me to hurt them?
I will.
I volunteer
Okay.
Sid.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Well, I can't hurt you both, so.
Okay.
As long as you
Not
don't
with
disintegrate
that
anyone.
attitude.
Choose whoever you hate
Please
more.
don't disintegrate anyone.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'll cast
Firebolt.
Firebolt.
Sorry, that misses.
Alright, that does 18 fire damage. But
To
wait,
the wall.
But wait!
I'm gonna cast my new spell,
Oh,
But wait!
Arcane Gate.
Arcane
Teleport
Wait?
us. So
arcane.
I'm gonna go. I can put down 2 teleporters 500 feet away. However, with my new ability, it can go up to 1,000 feet.
Whoa.
I'm gonna put the teleport 30 feet away, and then I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds from 30 feet away.
Oh my god.
to
Matt,
heal
what
you.
are you doing?
Incredible.
Did you just stick your hand through the door?
I'm just showing. I went through the teleporter, and then I cast Cure Wounds.
But
from
yes,
30
I
feet
understand
away.
you're saying that, but what are you casting to achieve a teleporter?
I can get you.
Arcane Gate.
I thought it was a one-time teleportation. I didn't realize it was.
It's a concentration spell.
No,
up to
I
10
can hold it
minutes.
open for.
Yeah,
I can hold it open
I
for 10
didn't
minutes.
realize.
But I took Distance Spell, which allows me to cast
Ah,
touch spells at 30
nice.
feet away, and also
That's
all my
cool.
range spells are doubled.
Do you also have Arcane Bond?
Sorry,
You
so-
do, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I just want to show you
Did
guys
you
what
know
my
with
tricks- you
Arcane
can see
Bond
now.
that you can use Dimension Door for yourself and somebody else?
That's
I
incredible.
was thinking about that. I was thinking how that would work. I wasn't sure, like, cause like if I were to
It would
grab
go from
someone
you and from
that
them,
other
and-
person grab one,
Yeah.
so technically we could have
You
4
could do
people come.
Yeah, you could get 4 people through now.
Wow.
Which is great.
That's
You just have to
very,
leave a couple of
very
people behind.
impressive, Obi. Very impressive.
Well done, Obi. You can have a Werther's.
You do note at the
So
window, the
well
window which is sort of like
deserved.
30 feet up in the air. There's just one eye pressed against it, just looking very excited at your. Because obviously this magic is giving off glowing lights and stuff, and the one eye sort of briefly presses against the window and then sort
It's a
of
raven
back
here.
and shakes his head. And yeah, we will move on to morning. In the morning, you wake bright and early to a chanting outside. Oh wow, that is the least chanty music I've ever heard. What was I?
You sure?
It wasn't meant to be that. It was meant to go ta ta like that, but it didn't.
Ooga chaka.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Movie.
Yeah,
I
sort
can't
of like
stop
Ooga Chaka, but it's not. Well, okay, I guess I saved it as something wrong. Oh, that's sad. It had cool music, and now I don't. Oh well. We can
God,
have
it's
we
Glacius a
can have
bard?
Glacius the Bard instead.
He's multiclass. You just hear that from the shower, Glacius
From the
is taking
shower.
in the morning. the
Classic.
giant shower.
It's just their sink, but it's so big that we're just
Yeah.
using it as a shower.
Oh, he does have disintegrate.
Yes, we'll use this instead. Well, that's what I was a bit worried about. I was looking at Matt's sheet and I was like, I'm sure the only spell he learned was Disintegrate. Please don't cast that on Sid. But anyway, as you wake up, it's sort of the crack of dawn, like literally, like the sun is just reaching the edge of the horizon. You hear this tribal sort of chanting outside in Giant. And Obi, you can't. A lot of the words are sort of you recognize to be names of something, so you don't really get what they're chanting to. But they seem to be welcoming the day and giving thanks for it. That's the general gist. And you remember they do worship the god of light, so that kind of makes sense. And then they sort of turn, and in one big sort of motion, all of them just go, "Hurrah!" And this huge roar sort of wakes you, and there is a loud upon your wall, effectively.
Come in.
A frost giant dips its head down and
Who is it?
the tribe would like to meet you.
Yes.
And then he
SC1
looks
is
at
ready
you
for
and-
duty.
And in giant he says, "Did I say that right?"
Yes.
And then he sort of taps
We'll
himself
be
on his
out.
chest and, "Learning!" He walks off.
We'll be out momentarily.
Let's do it.
Oh, that
He
might be
sort
a
of,
big word for
he,
something.
he sort of looks a little left and right and soon.
Be out soon.
Yes, and then he goes
Yeah.
out.
Soon be we.
You're able to get yourselves ready, and Arman is already sort of looking at the door. And Obi, how big is a giant tribe?
They didn't teach me that in my giant classes.
I thought so. One of you had a
They're
book
giant.
on giant
Get
culture.
your money back.
Ooh, let's.
that you?
I do have a book.
The book
Wait,
doesn't
wait,
actually
wait,
say
no.
anything about it, but it's called Giants, right? But
We
who
will take
reads
the
it?
book and read it.
Okay. As you
We will
scribe
read it.
through, tribes can number between 80 and 400.
Oh, this is what
They offered a tribe to
Oh.
help you with the war. What you
That's
have
great.
outside is 350 giants, led
Wait,
by 8 cloud giants, who are
very
60
Fuck
foot in
yeah, we
height.
do.
You have 10 storm giants at the ready. They are wearing big brass breastplates with sort of lightning runes all over them. Every one of them is well armed with large hammers, massive javelins,
Sorry.
and with them is one single shaman. He is a frost
Shaman on
giant.
the beat.
He is wearing a deep green robe that looks a little like a woman's dress. He has a very strange, ornate, flowery headpiece, and you're sure there is some fruit attached to it. And he has one very large earring which has stretched his ear out, that looks like a wooden dinner plate inside with a dangly bit underneath. And he holds a strange, curved staff made of no tree you've ever seen before. And it is him that comes and stands before you. He bows his head very low.
We'll bow back.
And then he raises his hand in this sort of strange, like, open motion like this. And he turns it, and then he leans right down to Sullivan, and he puts it, like, he puts his 2 fingers on your head.
Oh. I will close my eyes.
And then he
He
stops for a
shoots you.
moment, and he casts a spell. And after the spell is cast, he looks at you and... Our safety is your duty.
And it is of the utmost importance to me.
Good.
That's not what you were supposed to say.
Olgasha. And he points to himself.
And nice to meet you, Olgasha. I'm Sullivan.
The Orel's Daughter clan. At your service. Minus
I don't-
2 of its members.
Ah,
The
this
Earl's
is
daughter?
more than
Orel's
plenty.
Orel's Daughter is Gertie's surname.
It's a very
Oh,
mighty.
wow, her clan.
She's given you her whole tribe.
Wow.
Oh, except for
Very
her and her
generous.
brother.
Yes, who will remain
Holy
behind to
crap.
rule over all the other combined tribes.
And a mighty tribe it is.
Guys, we
It
still have
is-
to go back to the temple. We can't bring.
No, they know they're not leaving for 3 days, but they want
Oh,
to meet
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, cool. I was gonna say we just show up back at the temple with a
They're just
army
saying
of
hi.
you.
giants.
He sort of looks at you and, we do not have your wings. We must travel on foot.
Well, we do not have your reach. These
We
will
don't have
keep
wings
us.
either.
But
These will keep us up to speed with you.
you travel with magic, do you not, from one side of your country to the other?
Oh, we can,
Yes.
yes.
We cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then
Probably
on,
walking anyway.
then
Unless-
on foot we
No,
will
it takes
lead
you
you.
5 steps.
But unless
Yeah,
you have,
probably.
unless you have seen a teleporter large enough for them, they can't just go to the Magus Arcane and pop in and use the teleporter.
Well, no, they destroy the tower. The
But they,
second-
yeah, I mean, some of them are taller than the tower.
Yeah.
You know, they really can't just
Yeah, that's
pop
fine.
in.
No.
So, just to take you to the world map. I'm still getting used to this new Roll20. Does that work? Are you in Sogravia, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is quite a journey.
Oh yeah.
It will take them 3 days.
Why are we going down that?
Well, I'm assuming you don't want your anti-Shadowveil army in the capital nowhere near the border.
No, I thought we were going down here.
Okay, so there's two different types of fighting going on. There is consistent fighting at Kvatch over the border because there is no big walls, whereas this is known as the kill zone. It's the area between Imildariak and Van Hania, and there are like staged battles there. But you wouldn't want to try and push back an army or like invade through there. So Kvatch is where you would want them stationed.
Okay.
Also,
It
would be
also
very
happens to be
inconvenient.
where... I was about to call him Togorg. It's also where...
Really?
It's also
Wow,
where
you found out.
Torgar is.
Hammer
Toe
striker.
boy?
Oh my
Togorg
gosh.
is Matt's character in Strahd. It's also
we
where
don't want
Torgar
to take
is.
him to Sauron's towers.
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Great.
Also, we still have to go to your date, Sullivan, so it's kind of like on the path, ain't it?
When is
And,
that date?
That's none of your business.
It's the day after tomorrow. Olgasha will look at you and
Your business.
Getting close.
once again bow and
We'll be back. Foosh.
good luck on your travels.
Obi's gonna step forward.
Yeah.
Fish our friends.
He's gonna hold up his arms and show how small he is. Can you help me be stronger?
Not for long.
Like you?
Ah, I am not strong. Like you, my power is here. And he taps his brain.
Damn, I see Obi has some random
Wouldn't a
strangers to
sorcerer's
make
power
sure.
be here?
No, not really.
It's here.
No,
Oh.
In your heart.
yeah, where's
Well,
Wouldn't
his
that be
isn't.
con?
His isn't. He's a
Wouldn't that
wizard.
be con?
He's a wizard, is my point. It
He's a
is
shaman.
telling that of 350 warriors, one of them is a wizard. Which might tell you that wizards are quite
But
rare
it
for the
is zero.
giants, but it figures it might also mean he's quite good at wizarding.
bizarre, dude.
Okay, I will just be weak.
Okay.
But you are not
Wow.
weak.
No, Obi.
Glacius gets
Last
disappointed
night-
when he asks.
Last
no
night I
random
saw
guy.
your gate of travel. No small cantrip, that.
Oh yes.
It was his eye that you saw at the window.
You're powerful in different ways, Obi. We're all powerful in different ways.
Yeah, I'm dumb as fuck.
That is
Please.
true.
That was Obi's way of
Please.
restraint item. Didn't work.
Another time.
No, unfortunately, all he could do for you was cast Enlarge, which would last a minute.
I knew he was gonna do that. But as you was like, for a while, I was like, oh, it's so enlarged reduced.
But you may
Obi,
travel
I
on...
can take you to the gym. We can start hitting some sets. We can start filling you out.
Yeah, we've got so much time for that. Maybe you could lift
In-
Zavral's
in
corpse
moments
as a dumbbell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like he weighs that
That's
much,
always
though.
easy.
Yeah, but remember, Obi
With
doesn't
his
have,
armor
like, a
on.
strength score.
With his coffin on, he weighs quite a lot.
Yeah, and his shield.
Yeah, exactly.
And the big ball for
Okay.
strain
We
in
won't
it.
bury him with his shield. That shield's useful. Keep it.
So's the armor.
Sid.
So's the
Ooh,
shield.
we could offer his brain to the
Aboleth?
yeah.
The brain that's corrupted by the Shadowveil, so then the
his
Shadowveil attacks the
his
Aboleth.
body's corrupted. To
His
the
soul is...
Not his
Are
brain.
you guys going to take off? This is why we have 38 episodes of
Yes.
Sogravia and we haven't done
Yes,
anything
I already
yet.
said that we started flying.
God
Yes,
damn it!
fine.
There is something I am trying to do here.
Okay, what are you
well,
trying to
okay.
do?
We're
Get
flying.
a life.
And is it while you're in the air? Because if not, you've missed your chance. No, what are you doing?
No, well, I was trying to do it earlier, but I didn't have a moment to actually
Speak!
mention it. But
Get onto it!
yes,
What are you
okay.
doing?
Right. So I'd like to jot down on a piece of parchment the terms of the giants to present them to the Feurian.
Okay.
Perfect.
So
Get 'em
they're
in
quite
writing.
simple. They're quite simple. In 6 months' time, the giants want 3 giants to take residence at the temple and reopen the giant spire, whatever that means.
I'll write this out so it looks neat and it's presented in formal
Oh, you're making
language
it like
and
a
everything.
formal
Basically, to the
treaty.
actual contract.
What language do you write it in?
Great question.
Oh,
Write it in
excellent.
both.
Sphinx.
Write it in both, and then
Write
get
it
them
in
to
Write
sign.
it.
Get them to sign one side, and then we'll get them to sign the other.
I love that.
So you
I
want
would have
several to
loved to
write
have
it
been
in
able to-
2 separate languages, neither of which he speaks?
Ideally, yes.
Get on
The
with it,
first
Zephyr.
language is gonna. The first language I'll write it in is Common, and then what I will do. The Feurian
Obi.
Guards like to work in Celestial, right?
They do. That is correct.
So I will also create another copy of the same thing. I'll need to refer to someone who speaks Celestial, and I'll have to use my own spellcasting abilities to be at the point to be able to do this through comprehend languages and such.
Yeah, that's not the two languages.
Looking
I
to
thought
try to translate the same message into Celestial for them.
Yeah. And then the giants will swiftly inform you that they don't really write much down.
Take their voice recording.
But their word is.
No one reads the contract.
Their
right?
word
Everyone
is
just
their
uses the
law.
checkbox.
Indeed, I just want something written for the Feurian,
Yep,
just so
okay.
that they've got something as a record.
Yeah, you flap off with your celestial treaty, written also
Yes.
in common, and
Guys,
make
we have to
the
hurry. Sullivan's got to get laid.
make the 8-hour journey back to the Cloud Temple, which is not available to me right now. What? Go to the Cloud Temple.
I wish
Ooh,
Fox
there we go.
was still here, and I wish Glacius left.
Wow.
Not like this.
Did you just say this
I'm
while
only
flying?
support-
Like,
No.
in air, right? You're all in swan formation, and Sullivan just turns around to the general birds around. And,
Yeah.
God, I wish Fox was here and Glacius wasn't.
How are we
No,
flying? How
but
are
every
we
Oh my
time,
flying?
God,
every time,
that's
every
nuts.
time,
Okay, sorry,
Every time
guys,
Glacius-
stop. Silence. Sorry, Matt. Catch up moment. I did say this at the beginning.
Please move.
Angel wings of flying. You were given them by the Feurian Guard.
Yes.
Last episode. So just search angel wings of flying. I did say this at the beginning. But
We
that's
might not
okay.
have it for long, so.
Yeah.
no, I don't say it out loud, but every time Glacius brings up me beating Charlotte, that's what he thinks.
Ah.
I'm being nothing but supportive of my friend's love life, and
Oh,
all he does is
please.
want me gone.
Is this true, Glacius?
Yes.
You're being supportive.
Yeah, right. He's
Yes.
own the truth.
Okay.
Mid-air!
Supportive.
Look at him go.
I want nothing but the best for you, Sullivan.
Don't believe you
You're
for
the-
a second. If that's
I-
true, then you're corrupt. You're a Shadowveil. If that's the truth.
This is
You
not the
just
real Glacius.
you just hear Marcus turn to Arman and are they always like this? Arman's like, yes. Always.
I'm
No,
a throw
we're just
potato at
Without exception.
we're just feeling
Yeah.
silly today.
They bicker and they argue and then they try and die for each other. It's impressive.
Oh no, my guy.
Listen, if you don't argue with the ones you love, you don't really love them. Okay.
Oh no.
That's
Glacius.
sweet.
This is a
did say
backwards
that
form
you
of
lost
love.
me.
And
Shut the fuck up.
Arman and
You realize
Marcus
you was
Who
just
said
sort
you
of
could talk?
just sort of fly to the side and just like in sort of definite quiet companionship.
Even among us, Glacius is an oddball.
Yes.
Don't be too worried about it.
And then you just see
I
sort
don't know
of,
what you're talking about.
just as he was trying to get some peace, then Sid's loud rocket jet boosters sort of as he comes past. Yes, that was a much better sound, wasn't it, Mikhail?
Oh, for a second there, I thought
He
you were
wasn't
going to say they
Hoover, was
stopped
he?
bolting, and I was
Oh,
like,
vacuum. But yes, you finally sort of touched. Oh, hello. You finally touched down. There was one big cat eye there.
Why does she keep doing
You
this?
touch down in the Cloud Temple grounds. And you will see that everybody seems to be out in the courtyard.
That's
Ranks upon ranks, and there is standing at the front is Vargas.
Which one's that? Is that Final Fantasy?
That's the guy who is meant to be dying.
Yeah, Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
guy.
that's
oh,
the son.
nipples. Sharp nipples. Sharp
Nipple
nipples.
McGee.
Yes,
It's
Nipple McGee and Corius.
I like how we all had the same
And
thought.
that's his
No,
two
no,
of
that's
them-
nipple guy.
The two of them are
Oh,
stood
God,
at the
what's he doing?
front, and they have their heads bowed, as do every other Aasimar there.
This is
Completely
right?
silent. No, these are the two. They're a mixture of guard and priest. They're allowed in the priest. They're allowed to serve as priests and their guards. This guy, Corius, was totally reasonable with you and really friendly,
Okay.
and then Vargas made you wait a bunch of hours.
Yeah, we
Oh
hate
yeah.
Corey
Yeah,
is
Fox
Final
was a
Fantasy.
dick.
Other guy is sharp nipples.
Glowing.
As
Cut
you
through, yeah.
as you
Glowing
land,
sharp.
a young man comes towards you, wearing a brown robe, looking quite like Marcus did last week.
before he goes wings.
Yeah, and he sort of nods to you. And welcome back. The
Thank you.
Aasimar are giving penance.
Penance for what?
That is not for me to discuss, but Shuriel will see you with him.
Thank you. Can you lead the way?
He must wait. And they gesture towards Avril.
Is Avril?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Well, I was gonna
We
ask.
did say
do we
before
know
he
where
was
those-
touched by shadow, right? So.
Yeah,
we told.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he touched the sword, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah, that
sword
did
out we
happen.
did.
So nodding at
Yeah,
Zavil
that
to wait
happened.
behind, the acolyte
Yes.
sort of leads you within the temple.
Okay.
As we walk, can we see how they're giving penance?
Every single one of them is just knelt down to the ground, head bowed, silent.
Oh, okay. They're not like.
No.
No lashes.
Not all penance is made by ritual torture.
It's the only penance I know.
Okay, no, giving penance means basically saying sorry. That's basically what they do.
Yeah. It's just
What did
the
they
only
do
time I've
wrong?
seen it is in like the Da Vinci Code and that one guy who's just constantly like.
No, that's
penitence.
What was all the dice?
Yes, that's penitence. That's like, yeah. Anyway,
That's my penance.
Well,
so,
anyways.
you are led through the temple hall and to the wooden doors that lead you into that pool where Juriel was before. So if you remember, she had that small water pool which she led Marcus into before. And Marcus...
Marcus gives you wings.
Marcus moves forward and sort of bows to his grandmother, and we have returned. The terms are set. Why? What happened?
We spoke to. the
He's
giants.
asking his grandmother what happened, Josh.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
Like, why are they giving penance?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Juriel sort of looks to you all, and we have had infiltration.
Mm-hmm.
A secret has been stolen. Banar is dead.
That's the old guy, right?
That's Vargas' father.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh no. How did this happen?
I think I have a theory.
He was killed at his desk.
Oh.
Vargas was... Banar was incredibly powerful. I would have thought that only myself could have bested him in combat. Which leads me to think he was killed by somebody he trusts. The only person we know it was not is Vargas. The obvious choice. For he was with me when it happened. What is going to happen up there is something you probably do not want to witness.
What is it?
Zavril, what do you see?
She looks sad, and Marcus will tell you very quietly. Each suspected person will commit suicide one by one until the Shadowveil is found.
Whoa, whoa,
What
whoa,
kind of
whoa.
Kool-Aid drinking is this town?
I like how Sullivan's also the same person who said, well, you figure out Shadowveil by killing them. And
I was
just
very
like,
much against
whoa,
it.
whoa,
now.
whoa, whoa.
I said as a last resort.
This is their
And
last
again.
resort. The leader of the Feurian Temple has been killed, murdered.
What a... Oh my god.
That's fair, actually, yeah.
So she sort
What
of looks
about-
at you, and the list will be those who had access to his room, his office, starting with those most likely to be able to catch him unawares.
Is that a lot of people?
Wait,
It could be. We hope not.
Oh no, sorry. I meant, is that a lot of people that have access?
Traditionally, no. Only 6.
Okay.
Myself and Vargas included. But
But you have alibis.
I was with Vargas and he with I. But the others? Some of our greatest members. Our strongest members.
What happens if...
No.
Oh, okay. Obi said no.
It is
We
not
find
like
no,
that.
they're not
Back
strong.
it up. Obi said no.
Albeit it is not
That's
like
not
that.
what he was
We
saying,
have no
so-
other way of finding out.
What happens if all the suspected people kill themselves and none of them are revealed to be a Shadowveil?
Then somebody made it in without having access. And that should be impossible.
If I'd learned one thing through my time as a knight, is that nothing's impossible.
Okay, Adidas advert.
Okay, James, I have a question.
Nike? I'm not sure. Yes.
So for a Shadowveil to infiltrate somebody, they have to kill them, and then they take their how they look and all of their memories, right? Is it possible, or is there a way for them to just take how they look? Because it's very possible. Because then it could be possible that the Shadowveil didn't fully infiltrate somebody; they just impersonated somebody.
No, the only way the Shadowveil take bodies is to kill them and then become them.
Because you get their memories and everything.
Yeah.
Not only that, you
Like a
are them.
package deal.
You literally are them. Like, there is no detection, no anything that can separate you from the fact you are them. If you're Shadowveil.
Excuse me for asking. Do you all not have the means to, let's say, revivify someone after they died and, proven their innocence?
Yes.
Is that not an option?
It could be.
Did you not revivify your leader?
No.
It's been 3 minutes.
It's not to do with time. We have powers beyond simple, more momentary spells. What is the manner of his death?
Uh-oh.
How did he die?
Truth be told, I don't know. I merely know that whatever blade severed his head from his shoulders, it was forged of blackness.
Ooh.
His soul will never find rest. He was a great man.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank
On
you,
the bright
Sullivan.
side, the Giants don't want his son's head.
Oh my goodness.
And
I'm
yes,
just saying.
It's not how you preach a topic like that.
it would have been so simple. Vargas Shadowveil. It would have solved so many problems.
Nothing in this war is simple.
Nothing in this world is simple.
Ugh. Not about this one-upping. Nothing in this universe is simple.
I have a task for
Nothing
you.
in this existence is simple.
I have a task for you.
Yes.
Prevent this.
Prevent what?
She wants us to find the Shadowveil so that way they don't have to kill themselves.
Something like that.
Okay, well, do you want to go stop
I
it?
suspect somebody, but
Who do you suspect?
casting aspersions would not be. I need you to bring Corius separately, somehow. That's all I ask.
Let's just go ask.
Well, do we need to stop the mass suicide first?
You have 7 hours before that begins.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Good.
Alright. Perfect, easy.
You could just call it off yourself.
Of course.
I don't think
If you let them all kill
But right
themselves,
now
that
it's
means
the
you're letting the
solution.
Shadowveil win.
Right now it is
No,
the
it's
solution.
not.
It is one by one, not all
No.
of them. And as
It's,
your
it's
comrade
a
points
bad
out,
solution.
death can be reversed occasionally.
And also
You're
the
giving up.
Shadowveil, if there was a Shadowveil infiltrated who is now being forced to do this ritual, they would have to be on edge to either A, try to get out in time, or B, try to figure out a way to stall out. So they would be way less likely to, or they'd be way more likely to reveal themselves.
Gracious,
Unless
you are
they're
a step
dumb.
ahead. Corius was the only person to argue against this when
Maybe he just doesn't want to die.
Yeah. I
Well,
can
he should have
see
done a
that.
better
you
job.
don't understand, Obi. This is our order. This is
No,
our
you don't
life. These are
understand.
our. This is what. This is what our people sign up for when they first take service. They understand all of this. They would have known the ritual was necessary before it was even mentioned.
That doesn't make it easier when you're staring death in the face.
And yet, he is one of our strongest and most assiduous members.
Yeah,
Okay,
if
well, why
Corius
don't
is
we-
supposed to be a leader, then
Yeah,
it's
let's go.
kind of sus for him to question the order that everyone else agreed
Well,
with.
Just because he's a leader doesn't mean doesn't have human emotions. Doesn't mean that he's impervious to doubts and fear.
Well, then let's question
But
him
as a
and find
Feurian
out.
Guard, you are meant to overcome those.
Yeah, they all
I-
seem definitely committed to their cause.
Exactly.
And,
But I would very
Well,
much
all the
like
Feurian
it
God I've met are highly emotional.
to
Guys,
be...
we're trying to do this to stop the suicide.
Yeah.
Alright, like
It's a good thing.
that's the entire point of us doing this. So
So
us
let's go
questioning
get
him is the
Corius.
best thing we can do to stop it.
I pity anyone who joins this stupid faction and follows this stupid law.
Okay, whoa.
Well, that's
let's
two of our
all-
party members.
yeah, Obi.
Our ways are different, Obi,
This law.
and they can be difficult to understand. But the Feurian Guard is about absolute need.
About losing,
Shadowveil.
clearly.
The Shadowveil will end the world. Unless they're stopped.
Unless some pirates stop
Besides-
them. Or a group of friends.
As much respect as I have for you, Obi, I do not need your approval. Please, bring Corius if you may.
Very well.
Okay.
Excuse us.
Hey, Corius, can we talk to you for a second?
As you leave, Marcus looks at you and says, "Something wrong.
What?
Your grandma, or?
Why would she suspect Corius? It makes no sense.
She just said her reasons.
And yet,
What do you think?
I would assume that the Shadowveil were involved in the death of the eldest. And not
Oh,
only was
you would
Corius
assume
not
that?
present, but he was furious. I believe he doesn't
Who's a
want the ritual
furious guy?
because he was a furious god. I believe he doesn't want this ritual because he's a
fucking
very
God.
good man. But he tries
That's
his
what I
best to
said.
save everyone.
Well, there's nothing also to say that only one infiltrator is here. What if there were two, and they could vouch for each other, so that they didn't have to die?
Hey, what if it's your grandma?
I was gonna say the same
Trying
thing.
to say that
What
without
if it's
saying
the
it.
grandma?
I don't know how
Like-
that would be possible. But
I mean, you guys also didn't think it was possible to kill your eldest, and well,
their eldest. Not, what?
or the leader. I mean, not.
Well, only my grandmother could achieve such a feat.
Hmm.
So that means whoever would have had to infiltrate your grandmother would have had to have been strong enough to beat her, then meaning they would be strong enough to then beat Corius.
Well, it
Or
wouldn't matter
whoever
if they
the
were
other guy is.
strong enough to beat Bernard if they're infiltrating Shuriel. Because Shuriel is strong enough.
They could just use their abilities, yeah.
Exactly.
We should talk to Vargas as well. I know he's gonna be pissy, but
As you come out, you see the two of them, heads bent in front of all of the other Feurian Guard. You will note that none of the priests are out here, only the soldiers.
Hey.
I suppose we still don't.
Wait, hold
know
on.
who has
Whoa,
clearance.
wait a minute. Not.
Hmm?
Like, how? Do we know how many soldiers there are here?
260.
And how many are in front of us, roughly?
260.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
okay.
All the
alright,
soldiers.
No, this.
They will go
yeah,
one by
every
one,
sol-
but yes.
yeah, but every soldier committing suicide, that leaves this place massively open, which means that it would. Okay, hold on.
Wait,
Grandma
can you
I'm just
sucks.
imagine?
saying,
Wait,
it,
can you
it
imagine?
would solve our giant problem.
Can you imagine not being the one who who's infiltrating? You're the first one to kill yourself, and you're like, I know it's not me.
Oh,
You're the first
that
one to
would
go.
suck. Yeah, how do they decide who goes first?
By who
know.
had
It's like the
access?
last one.
By who had access to Banar's chambers, and
said there were like
who
4
would
of
be?
them.
There were 6 of them, and who would be most likely to be able to best him in combat? So it would go most powerful to least powerful.
And then they just go, yeah, okay.
The least powerful guy is just sitting there, just like, man, so glad I'm weak as shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's
And
talk to these
by power,
guys
I don't
then.
mean how well they can fight, Darth. I mean in the order, their position of authority. So from the most
I know,
authority to the
still.
least.
Not
Yes.
their power level.
So
It's
yeah.
over 9,000.
You get outside, and Vargas and Corius have their heads bowed in front of all other 258 soldiers.
I will walk over to them.
Am I able to join the others again
Any
now, or am I still?
Yeah, you were outside with them. You just couldn't enter the chambers back there.
Yeah.
Sorry, which one are you approaching, Sullivan? They're sort of 60 feet
Corius?
apart. Okay. You do so, and he sort of glances to his side and then continues with his penance.
I need to speak with you.
You're an outsider here, Sullivan.
Sullivan, you're an outsider. You can't talk to us.
Yes, that may be. However,
This is one of our most holy rituals. Sacred rites.
I am aware, but I would like to
It better
avoid...
be important.
Well, saving all of these people's lives may count as important.
Nah.
He nods once. He turns towards Vargas. Vargas. A solution comes our way. Potentially.
Vargas, pee break.
Vargas sort of looks over and nods once. And the two of them stand up and lead you to Vargas's office. If you will remember that these two have not been in the same room since the giant was killed.
Sure.
Speak.
I will follow them.
They lead you into the office, and they don't, by the way, leave Zavrin outside.
Sure.
He just gestures, speak.
We would like to help get to the bottom of what happened here and hopefully avoid the death of 360 people, including possibly yourselves.
He nods.
Very well. From what I gather, the only people that had access are high-ranking in this order, and yet there is only perhaps one person who would have enough power to overtake your leader, that being Juriel. Is this correct?
It is likely. Perhaps together we could have bested Benar, and he gestures towards Vargas. But
And I understand that Vargas and Juriel were together roughly the time that it was supposedly happened, and that is their alibis. Is that correct?
Vargas nods. I was with the mother at the time. I was being chastised.
What for?
I was rash and angry with a novice.
And you're certain that this murder happened at that time that Juriel was...
My chastisement
Scolding.
lasted 7 hours. She was thorough.
And you're sure it happened within those 7 hours and not prior?
What's his name? Corius hangs his head in shame. It was during my watch, yes.
Ooh.
So-
Who was the one to discover this body, by the way?
Myself. Corius. sort of
Wait,
bows
so
his head.
what exactly happened throughout this time?
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah. Can we catch Zavril up? Because technically Zavril doesn't know.
Yeah, of course. I'd assume that happened. Banar was in contemplation for about 4 hours, I believe.
Okay.
I was asked by the kitchen to take him his meal. For, in contemplation, he does not like to be disturbed. It was about 6 hours since Juriel had requested that I take double watch so that Vargas might be chastised. I went to the room. And his head was severed from his body by some black blade.
How do you know it was a black blade? Was it still there?
Black in art and artifice, not in colour.
Okay. Also, Vargas, what does chastisement consist of? What were you doing in there for 7 hours? Is it possible Jeriel left your sight at any point during all this?
Most definitely not.
Oh.
We were eye to eye for that time.
Wow.
Her form of chastisement was a lesson. She spent the time regaling me with memories of when she had taught novices. 7 hours of them. I was made to watch.
Could she have left your sight whilst you was watching?
No, literally, she has to maintain eye contact with him to give him the memories.
Oh, okay, I
That's
see.
what he was.
Well, that's
Vargas
kind of
said so.
tight.
Yeah, that's a good alibi.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that, like, he ain't going nowhere. Vargas sort of smirks, and I would be the first suspect in any other situation. And would have been the first to fall upon my sword, conveniently so, for the problem of the giants, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It would seem to many that this naughty mess means that Joriel and I are the Shadowveil. Is that the solution? It would be the one I had come to.
Oh.
But I believe an outside presence has caused this problem. For every member
Yeah, I
of the
was
Feurian
going to
Guard
ask
will
you,
fall upon their swords, and no Shadowveil will be found.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe the slightly more obvious question. What if it were none of the higher ranking people that had access and they just had another way of infiltrating? Way to bypass defenses.
Somebody must have let them in. You cannot.
Is there any
pass
way
through
for
our
them to have
walls.
gotten in without being let
You
in?
cannot pass through our walls without having been let in. You must be sworn in.
It's like a vampire situation.
No, it is quite simple. Acolyte, take them.
Nope.
The Acolyte leads you to the front door of the temple. And every time before, he has drawn the door for you. He gestures towards the door and suggests you try and open it yourself.
I will try to.
will.
It is impossible.
Let's all
You
take
cannot
turns.
Misty step through it, you cannot dimension door through it, you cannot anything it. It is completely
Misty step
impossible.
through it?
If you could see an entrance, you could even with seeing an entrance,
Wow.
I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at the door.
it bounces straight back at you. You dodge it.
What if I
Briefly.
guidance myself while trying to...
He will explain to you that the most highest and most powerful of Dispel magics cannot break a bloodline.
Okay, well...
Oh,
Only
no.
one of us who has given blood to the creation of this temple can
What
open
if-
the door.
I have a question.
And that is only 14 of us.
Oh.
We met a genie, and genie gave us a wish. What if our wish was to open the door?
It would not work. You are not one of the bloodline.
What if we wish to be one of the...
There you go. Well, that kind of narrows down the suspects, right? 14 of you? That's more better than all 260.
Well, isn't it like 13 now? Assuming your dad helped.
But if it were that one of these people did let someone in who did it, then
Yeah.
that may be the case of not even finding the Shadowveil that did it. It'd just be the person that gave access
The
to
Acolyte opens the
the
door
Shadowveil.
again.
But wouldn't someone have
It leads
seen
you back to the
a
room.
stranger
Yeah.
walking around?
You would assume
Not if
so.
they have a really high
And
stealth.
the guards,
Or if they're invisible.
the guards can see things that walk within the ethereal plane, and
Or
other ways
disguise
of invisibility.
themselves. So it's possible someone opened the door who is not infiltrated by Shadowveil. They're just...
As you are saying this, Joriel walks up behind the Acolyte and literally cleaves his head from his shoulders.
Oh, awkward.
As he falls to the ground, you will note that he is Shadowveil.
Oh, fuck.
How did you know?
She looks to you. My sons,
Has you...
my grandsons that went missing.
Sorry.
My grandsons
Catch me
went
up on this,
missing, and you
please.
said her grandsons were the envoys to the giants.
Yes.
You
Oh,
said
that
there was one
happened.
with the robes that didn't match the description.
I knew it! Fuck him!
She looks at you.
One of the robes that didn't match the description.
The giant guy, the human that.
John.
we-
It's the name you're looking
John.
for.
Yeah, it's such a.
It is the
basic
only
name.
person the acolyte would let in without question.
Oh
But this
my
acolyte
God.
would have told me about it. Here's the
And that's
door.
why
John?
John didn't come back.
Stand! She shouts outside, and all of the Feurian Guard sort of up against. Someone
We should.
has been
We
in
need.
our
We need to
halls.
contact the giants. I'm not sure if they know who it is, but
There is
they
something
need
else
to
to
know
be seen
very
to
quickly.
first.
Yes.
She gestures towards herself, and she looks back at the temple with a sort of sad look in her eyes. Someone else must lead, for I have left.
You left what?
Marcus leans into you. She's left the temple walls. She will die soon.
Whoa.
Oh, fuck.
Not that soon, but soon. It is what gives her her longevity. She has been
Can't
in
we
the
Going
just
walls.
back
go
won't
back?
stop it.
She has been in the walls for 80 years.
Will going back not stop it?
She smiles and... Fear not. It's about time I did something with it. I can extend it a little longer, but... somebody must take my place.
So you made the sacrifice to save the temple.
No. I could have cleaved this man's head from his shoulders and told everybody to rise from within. I will seek out this man.
Nope.
If he could take
Cool.
Benar, no one else here can fight him.
Oh, fair. That's true. Didn't think about that.
She looks to you with a little glint in her eye, and truth be told, I'm looking forward to it a little. But
Wait, what happens if he kills you?
that would be most unfortunate. But a possibility nonetheless. The Feurian Guard will go on
It's
without me.
It's been a pleasure to know you.
I've got a few years, Sullivan, but thanks.
Well, you're going off to battle. I don't know if you're going to come back dead or not.
Yeah,
Before I can-
we'll see you again.
Before I
so-
can fight this man, I must find him.
Hmm. Well, we last saw him on the mountain.
Yeah, unless he has wings, he's probably still climbing.
We don't know what kind of power he has. That guy is.
The novitiate
An
must be woken.
enigma.
And
He's a demon.
the novitiate must be
He's
woken,
a
and
devil.
somebody must get... I can't remember her bloody name.
Rebecca.
You met her last time. What was her name? She healed
Starling.
someone.
He healed someone.
Susie.
Susie Q.
Francesca.
If you
Celine.
don't know it, don't give me names!
Callisto.
It was given last
Feliz
session.
Danietta.
Navidad.
Olivia. Olivia was the girl who came in and performed the healing before. She was also one of the 3 girls who stood around when Marcus got his wings.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
She will
Ah.
take Jariel's place. Marcus goes to fetch her, but she sort of looks around to you all and... Come. This only happens once every... Well, it hasn't happened for 160 years. Perhaps you'd like to witness it.
She's
Sure.
gonna get
What
2
exactly?
more wings.
She's going to wake the novitiate.
Oh.
She's gonna awaken the what?
Novitiate. It is their name for the next person in line to be the caretaker.
Oh, are they gonna get wings?
They already have.
No,
them.
they're gonna get nipples.
Come downstairs with me. And she leads you to what appears to be a brick wall, and then she just steps straight through it. And,
Platform 3
9 and 3 quarters.
9 and 3/4.
Platform 3.
Yeah.
Platform 3. Platform 3. Nope. Platform 9 and 3 quarters.
3 and 9
certain.
quarters, something.
As you step through it, you see that she's sort of got her hand against the wall, and as soon as she lets go, it solidifies again. She leads you all downstairs and further down into what appears to be a dungeon of sorts. She leads you to a wrought iron door, which she carefully opens with a key from a large keychain around her neck. Then a silver door. a bronze door, and finally a door wrought of pure gold. Beyond this is a crypt. There are multiple coffins within this crypt. She gestures towards one and mentions to you, "That was mine." She reaches down to the one below, and as she motions, the coffin moves to the center of the room. She leans in and she drops 2 little droplets of clear liquid from what appears to be a diamond vial around her neck.
Oh, they're eye drops.
Probably. She speaks a single word, and as she speaks this word, the very air trembles. Obi, Zavril, Callum. The 3 of you will note that this is a very, very high-level spell. But Sullivan, you've seen this cast once before. Only you, really. There was an accident once at the palace which involved the death of one of the king's nephews. And a priestess was called upon to cast True Resurrection. It doesn't always work. In fact, it often doesn't. And the recipient must be willing.
I will just whisper to her, if you're able to make this work, the power you must wield.
I wouldn't bet on Rialdan in a duel, she says. And smiles.
Yo, I put all my gold on Juriel.
Well, cleric, wizard, I don't know who wins in a 1v1.
Depends. Does the wizard have wish?
Yes, most likely, you would assume so.
Rialdan is very, very powerful.
Rialdan's pretty strong. He's a 600-year-old headmaster, elven dude. I think he's 1100, actually. Anyway, more importantly, the figure in the coffin begins to rise. It is just bones. And as it sort of stretches out, skin begins to grow upon its arms, upon its legs. It stands and is floating slightly above the ground. And a pair of wings burst from its back, angelic in form. The person who rises looks exactly like Juriel. Identical.
Wow.
In every way.
This is Nuriel, his twin brother.
And then her. And then after a moment, the skin goes pale, the hair goes blonde, the eyes go bright green. And Juriel nods. Sister, it is time. Sister, it is time. The woman responds. You must prepare. The chamber is ready. And with that, the woman just walks straight past you all, pays no attention to you at all, and goes, sort of wreathed in this sort of pale gauze almost, goes through the gold door and the silver door. But then before going through the copper door, she reaches to the side and she pulls out this sort of golden bronzed armor, much like Juriel's, and she begins strapping on her armor. She takes a hilt of a blade, elegant, and as she draws it, pure flame comes from it. Red and then white. She sheathes it again. She takes what appears to be a small obelisk of stone, and places it in the center of her forehead. And she looks back. You have brought others. She gives a little wave. This is unheard of. Juriel looks. We are at war with beings that call themselves the Shadowveil. You have no chancellor. He lies dead. His replacement is being found. And I must seek his murderer. The lady awaits. And with that, the new woman, who doesn't give you her name, sort of Lord Stew, and perhaps in time we will speak. But for now I must prepare. She walks off, and Juriel will inform you that she will remain sequestered for a year, during which she will learn from the Lady of Light everything that Juriel has done, learnt, known, spoken in the last 180 years.
True resurrection. I thought such a feat actually working was just not even possible.
It often doesn't work for most, but the Feurians have sworn eternity in service, not just their life. After I go, I will be buried again, and after the other 11 have served, I will be called upon once more.
Oh, so you were a skeleton as well.
That was mine.
Since-
She points to that coffin that she gestured towards on her way in.
Yeah. Okay.
Kind of like, why are we sad? She's leaving.
She'll be back.
Yeah. One way or another.
We do not always remember our past lives unless it is necessary. Only that of our predecessor. So, if you met me again in a millennia or two, she looks at you all and just sort of looks at Ashrin. If you met me again in a millennia or two, maybe, Callum. I don't know how that works. I don't know how long you can remain as a metal thing for.
I got a couple hundred years, but
That ain't gonna cut it.
Maybe we should get a painting done of us all so that you can remember us.
Wow.
Or a tattoo.
Sweet.
Perhaps when the war's over, we could do that.
I hope that the war is over with me fighting at your side for victory. That would be pleasant. Now, you were going to tell me of the giants. You went for a treaty.
Yeah.
Sorry to burden you with all of our drama first.
That seems like such a small piece of information.
I would love to walk in the sunlight. Would you mind?
Let's walk in the sunlight.
Yes, we would.
And she will lead you outside and walks through the gardens that you were shown, and the tree and all of that. She hasn't seen this for 180 years. She's been, or 80
yeah,
years,
it's
sorry, she's been
beautiful.
sequestered inside.
The giants have accepted the arrangement to wait 6 months.
That is wonderful.
And then
Wow.
they will have passage here and be able to stay here. They requested us to root out the betrayer within your ranks, which you've done the honors
Unfortunately.
of doing that. Yes.
Well, we have not found that person yet.
Well, no, but you know what I mean.
You mentioned that you must speak with the giants. Do you think they know this person?
Oh yeah.
Person. So, the person that
Do you imply that both
seems to
sides have
have,
been manipulated?
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
believe
manipulated. A number of giants turned up dead. They were murdered in their sleep by a Shadowveil. And the
Just
giants
as
too
a
have rooted out more Shadowveil.
Feurian Guard.
Feurian Guard. Giants can't be infiltrated.
No, the giants were killed by what they thought were Feurian Guard.
Let's see.
Also, there is one
Yeah.
kind of important detail. They want 3 giants to remain here permanently.
She looks at you like you're crazy.
It's a big improvement over what they originally asked for the whole
Which is-
temple, if you'll recall.
Forever.
I will present her the documents, the original
Yeah,
common
show 'em
one
the
and the one I
documents,
translated
Ah,
into Celestial.
as soon as you mention the giant spire, or show her the document mentioning the giant spire, she's very relieved. She was just wondering how you were going to get a giant in her temple.
Oh no! In their own.
No.
place.
They can
they've
decide
It's
on
just
that
also-
thing?
Sullivan hadn't said anything yet.
They can reside in that thing?
Yes. it appears so.
Apparently.
Well, here's another thing
sure
that
the
hasn't
giants
happened
can
in a
find a
few
way.
thousand years. Would you like to witness it as well? History today. Lovely.
Well,
And to think
they
it's all on
also-
me. They
They
also...
very generously have sworn a great number of giants to our cause, who will be able to help defend against the Shadowveil.
Well, and so they should. It's their world as well.
Not everyone sees it like that.
But it seems they too have realised the urgency of the situation.
It seems the Shadowveil are the heart of all problems these days. The giant spire.
No food. Fuck. Must have been the Shadowveil.
Shadowveil stole my potatoes.
Shall we go and raise a
Can't pay
mountain?
this month's rent.
Sorry, what?
Shall we raise a mountain? That is what the giant
what?
spire is. A mountain.
I thought you'd never ask.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And she will take you to a little precipice, which we kind of have here. It is this little thing here, this little area here. And she will look over to one of these things, one of these little areas on the left, and she will she'll think for a moment and then raise her hands. And she will speak words in the giant tongue.
Wow.
Oh,
Whoa.
but as you witness this, you note that they are arcane words, many of which you not only don't understand, but don't really have any meaning, much as when you utter a magical, what do we call it? A vocal component to a spell. Verbal, that's what I was looking for. And after a little bit of utterance, there is a slight trembling in the ground. And then it stops. She looks at you and... That was vastly disappointing.
Yeah, a little anticlimactic.
I'm gonna speak back in giant. What did you just do?
She looks at you and... Sorry, can you say that in common? Or elven? Or draconic? Or celestial? Or pretty much any other
You just named
language
4 languages I know, so I'm gonna say it in every one of those languages.
Good. I don't speak whatever you spoke.
There was giant.
Ah.
That's
Well,
new
the spell is in
not
giant, but I've only learned those words, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Perhaps you could be my aid when I go to speak with the giants about this strange creature. And she just goes silent, as suddenly an entire mountain starts to rise through the clouds, upon which is a beautiful citadel with towering spires. It is stunning to look at, like a mystical castle out of a Disney film. In fact, it's a little bit like the Disney castle on the front of that little image.
Aww.
Like a fairy tale citadel, except it is gargantuan. The towers stand 400 or 500 feet in height. The door itself is 100 feet, a portcullis before it. And as it rises from the ground, you will see silver and gold lights emanating from windows and from doors. As this entire mountain rises, she sort of sits back and... It's silent. Miraculous. Who would have thought?
It's beautiful.
It makes
Can
our
you teach me
temple
that?
look a little, little small, doesn't it? Little plain.
It's sizes and everything.
No, it's modest.
Oh, but it is something.
No, this is
She
really
turns to
cool,
Obi.
not gonna
If I
lie.
could teach you that, oh, how I would. I would teach everyone.
We all just start
But I
raising
didn't make it.
mountains.
That is far beyond my prowess. The giants are artificers and casters of incredible power back in the day, and many of their arts still surpass our own. Let them know that the giant spire has returned. And if they are
Nice.
residing there, they may return at any time.
Very nice.
As long as they stay out the temple grounds. She gestures towards her own grounds. Then they may arrive before the 6 months is over.
This is their area first.
That is
So they
Obi.
can.
truly up for
Ah.
debate, Obi, you know. And truth be told, neither the giants nor the Feurian Guard know whose temple came first. I would like
What
to
came
believe
first, the
that
chicken or the egg?
I would like to
do
believe that
know
we
that.
worked in harmony, and that both originate from much the same time. The giants are certain that the giants' temple came first, and we are most certain that ours came first. But in truth, it is not possible to know.
Let's
The
hope in
Aboleth told
time
us
it
it was
won't
the giant.
matter.
The Aboleths.
They said it was the giants.
We
And they
can't
are
really
likely
trust
the
those
only people
beings.
that could know should... Well, it is said the aboleths can only speak truth. Well, I mean...
Obi made that
You
up.
would-
I didn't say that.
She sort of looks at you and, you would think that if theirs was first, we would have made a slightly more grand imitation. Well,
Yeah, where was that mountain before? When we climbed up here, we didn't see it, right?
no, it didn't
It's in
exist.
the clouds, probably.
She something to do with extra-dimensional planes and something.
Say no more.
I know little about the how, only the words.
You should
Now,
be
tell
on
me
it.
about this person, this Jorn.
What mansion?
Oh,
And
we got
as
the
you
genie.
tell him about, I'd forgotten about that. As you tell him about her about Jorn, we will take a short break. Hello, welcome back to episode 37 of Sogravia, the Last Bastion. Prior to the break, we secured ourselves an army of 350 giants, including one shaman. You rid the Feurian Guard Temple of the Shadowveil, securing their undying love. You raised a mountain. Well, kind of. You watched it happen.
No,
And now you've got to give your wings back.
What?
wait, hold on. Let's
That was
get
never
down
part of the
first.
agreement.
Whoa, hold on, come on. Let's talk about this, guys. Don't make it. He has a date he has to get to. We need the wings.
She looks to you and, unfortunately, it's not a case of whether you want them or not. It's a case of how long they last. If they are not put back, they may give way on you in midair, and that would be terrible for most of you, and fine for some of you.
Wait a minute.
So yeah, basically the wings only last about a week, and then after that, they need to be replenished and rejuvenated with magic. You've already
Can we get to
been
our
using
date
them
and
for
back?
6 days, so no, you'll
Wait,
just
how's it already been 6 days?
because it's an 8-hour journey in each direction. Well, no, it hasn't. You're right. It's
Yeah.
only been 3.
No, it's been like 5 minutes.
She looks at you and fine, keep them for a while. But you're not keeping them.
Yes.
forever.
Yeah.
We're making it, buddy. Let's go. Come on.
Okay, and then yeah, what was the next plan? Just to over to where are you having
Yeah.
the stage, Josh? Do you know?
Can you take us to the world map, please?
I am.
A random little town.
Didn't you
a quiet
organize it
village.
for a
Yeah.
village
Quiet
that would?
little mountain town.
Didn't you organize it for a village that had been massacred?
No, it's in
Is it not here?
Kavach. Where every day's like the one before.
You want you want to meet her in a war frontier?
No, in Carthan then.
I was pretty
There's
sure
a
you said
town.
Riverside.
I thought it
Okay,
was
fine, Riverside then.
Yeah, but there's no people there anymore. Remember,
Where,
because
you
they
know,
all went to.
everyone's waking up.
No one's waking up
to
because they all moved to the Feurian Guard Citadel.
Bonjour.
Remember?
Bonjour.
Oh, John.
Okay,
Yeah. So you're off to the
Did you
empty
think I-
town of Riverside to meet Carlotta.
I thought it was Carthan.
Carlotta.
Carlotta.
It's Charlotte. We're
Is it?
meeting. We're meeting Charlotte.
Shale.
Charlotte.
Shaloa.
Stalker?
Charlotte.
Wait, no, that's Josh.
Shillelagh.
Charlotte.
Okay.
I will
Well?
never. I will never not hear Shillelagh in Dane's voice.
Shalala.
Shillelagh.
Shillelagh. I'm going to cast Shillelagh. What a guy. Oh, shout out to Dane. Love you.
Oh,
Dane
yes.
Rothsoul. Yeah, sure. So the aim is to fly. What's that?
Oh, it's on my to-do list.
81
It's on the
miles?
date.
To a date?
How
Get
far do these
Sullivan
fly?
How
Well, we're
far
being-
or
we're
how
being-
fast? They've got a 60 feet flying
Yeah,
speed.
both. That's
Okay.
faster than I
Urgent-
walk, so.
Jamal,
An urgent trip to make
how
first.
far is 83.4 miles in feet? Where's your urgent trip?
To the giants
Uh,
first to let them know
yeah,
that it's
yeah, you'll
Jorn.
need to
Well,
go to giants.
obviously.
We'll cross them as we leave.
Hold on.
They're on the way out of the mountains. Yeah, like that.
How many miles is it, James?
99.4 miles in feet.
Uh-oh.
Or you mean It is
525.
524,832 feet.
Okay. And divide that by 10. Yeah, because you move 10 feet a second. 52,000 seconds. What's that in hours?
I'm going to do a lot of conversions.
Google.
You
Divide it by
60.
3,600. Oh, sure, that works. And then divide it by 60 again.
The math ain't math.
You divide that by 60 seconds. It is 874 minutes. Divide that
Which
by
is how many
60 for an
days?
hour. It's 14.57 hours.
That's
So like
nice.
Bad.
2 days.
That's very cool. Nice job, Darth.
I have to do
Good job,
this for, like,
Darth.
at school 24/7.
Good job,
Okay.
Darth's phone.
So you're going to go to the Giants, and you're going to take a rest, and then you're going to fly all the way in one go in 14 hours?
Yeah. Fuck
Well, we
it.
have
Just
don't we have
jet lag.
giants following us?
But
or
the
do we have
wings
to
only
come
last
back?
12.
No, that's after. That's afterwards.
The wings only last 12, so you will get there in time, but after which you will have to wait and all roll your d12s and wait whoever gets the highest number of hours. But before you do any of that, Marcus will look to you all.
Hello.
I've sworn my life to the Feurian Guard.
Good for you.
You failed a life.
Shut up, Obi!
Jeez.
Can we like gag Obi when we come talk
But-
to the Feurian Guard from now on?
Travelling with you all, albeit briefly, despite your strange ways and your constant bickering.
That's us.
It does interest me a little. I wonder. You said that the Feurian Guard back at home for you doesn't always operate the way you would like it to. Isn't always cooperative, is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Perhaps I could be somewhat of an ambassador for you to the Feurian Guard.
Oh. Are you allowed to leave this temple?
To travel to another citadel of the Feurian Guard, yes. I believe they have one in Kvatch, on the border. Oh.
If you could get there and let them know about the tribe of giants that's going to show up.
Oh, no. I'd like to stay with you until we get there.
Oh. Sure. We're taking a little side diversion.
Can you help
So
us
I've
if we
heard.
get into any fights?
I can defend myself.
What can you do?
Well,
Use a sword or a wand?
I use a sword. And I'm well trained with it.
Nice.
And he
I'm a
can fly.
higher level pilot. No, he can't. Well, he can only fly while he's got these temporary wings. No, he's got permanent wings. What am I on about?
Yeah,
Sorry, I confused him with the other acolyte. Oh, isn't
Guy
it?
doesn't have wings. What is this? James is trying to take everyone's wings.
Yeah. But he's a higher level paladin than Sullivan.
Oh, wow.
That's
Yo,
not
could he-
difficult.
No,
It's
he's
only
not.
level 11.
No, he's not. He's level 10.
I was trying to compare him to. Amon, see which one is strong.
Incomparable. Arman is the strongest enemy in the world.
Wow.
He's not really.
Yeah,
But he's pretty
Caviar's-
cool.
Caviar's really strong.
Yeah, look at that.
No, Amon's pretty strong. Amon is pretty strong.
Arman's a
He
stat
is.
block. This guy's just a level 10 paladin. So he's not stronger than Sullivan.
Step.
Yeah,
He
but I
is.
have past knowledge.
Regardless, yeah, you are able to fly over to the giants. You are greeted by the same giant who puts his hand in the air and sort of yells out, "Asuwam!"
Oh, wow.
Yes. Hello.
He
Obi's
greets
very
you
eager
as
to
you
say
fly
hi.
in.
Next. Obi loves the giants.
Yeah,
He
and
loves us
standing
among
out
Mary.
front is Franv Orel's daughter. That would be one hell of a marriage. Obi with a 60-foot giant.
I love it.
You could
Where
climb
there's a will,
inside
there's a
them.
way.
Just split open.
No, you could just climb inside them.
No, Obi's a top.
then,
And he just gets lost.
Exactly, just sit on their forehead. Anyway, Franvis stood outside. And he has a huge drum in front of him. Massive drum. Goodness only knows what kind of creature's skin is pulled across this drum. And he is banging on it with a huge thigh bone of what appears to be a whale. Constantly.
Wow.
And as you all
He's a
approach,
musician.
he sort of... You have come to collect the tribe?
No.
Almost.
Just a...
Almost.
And he struggles for a moment in common. Just a flying visit, then.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Just a quick flyby.
A fly is also a small insect, is it not?
Yeah. Hey, I got a joke for you.
With your wings, you look a little flyish. You got a joke?
Yeah, what do you call a wingless fly?
There is such thing?
No, it's a joke.
You call it a
I
joke?
know, I know.
How mean.
What is it, Obi?
That is mean.
You call it a walk.
Yeah! I give Obi another
Like the
word.
dish you cook in.
No.
They walk.
What do you call a sheep with no legs? A clown.
There is such...
What?
What? He looks at you and...
A what?
I am new to this language, please. You are not helping.
Sorry. I just. you
I have
reminded me
killed
of flies.
38 humanoids in my time. Don't be the 39th. And he strokes his
enough.
long beard.
I'd want to be
Okay,
the
but what's
round
brown and
member.
sticky?
Gertie has told me to be nice. So instead of eating you, I will ask you this. How long do you remain here for?
30 minutes.
Not long at all. We are leaving shortly.
And for what reason have you come?
We need to get a message to your sister, the Queen, about
John.
those infiltrators.
She will not be available for the next 24 hours, but
Oh,
I am serving in her stead. What is the
Then
message?
the message is for you.
That is why I must be nice to you.
John. Bad. Or Joan. I don't know how you say his name.
Jaw, the man who was advising...
That was the most Texan jaw that anyone has ever heard.
Joan.
Jorn. Yes, Jorn.
Jaw, the man
That
who
boy
was...
right there named John.
Our
the man who
advisor.
was advising the Queen. Yes. He is a Shadowveil.
I
He's
see.
been manipulating both sides here.
He will be squished on sight.
Nice.
That is preferable.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And the agreement.
It holds.
You
Oh
know,
yeah, they rooted out their stuff too. Don't worry.
Yeah, and your castle or your mountain has.
The giant spire has returned.
It
The giant
has-
spire has arisen.
yes.
We must
It's
give
It's a
thanks.
mountain, dude.
It is.
The agreement more than stands.
I have
The
never seen
giants
it.
may visit
It
the giant
rises.
spire at any time.
That is good.
Well, after 6 months.
no,
No,
not
you
after
can go
6
now.
months.
No.
No, they didn't even say
They
6
just
months,
can't
any
enter the
time.
temple grounds within the next 6 months.
Oh yeah. There's
he-
no temple.
That is very good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Das ist guten.
This warning about Jorn, the advisor, will be given to all. But
Thank you.
I must inform you, my sister wishes you to have these. And
Is it a staff
he
of
sort of
powers?
hands you a fairly long, almost a rope, and
To hang
sewn
yourself
onto
with.
it are different sort of like ornaments and stuff made of bone and of a black metal. You can see they've worked really hard to make them small enough to be manageable by you all. She wishes you all to cut from these a bracelet or a necklace, as it will identify you as the only humanoids who may pass into the giant mountain.
How about an anklet?
I do not care where you wear it, Sullivan.
Kinky.
I care that when you return to Giant Lands, if you are not wearing this, you will be killed on sight.
I'll fashion a necklace.
Poppies.
As
Can I
will
put beads on mine?
Obi.
I'm gonna.
It is an
spell out
identifier.
S-O-worm.
You may spell what you wish.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate this.
But make it known, we give our tribe to the army, as you call
Yes.
it. Is that correct? The guard.
Yes, and we can't describe how appreciative we are.
And
of that.
yet we have decided that will be our communication with you, human world.
Okay.
You may visit,
We have multiple armies now.
for Esu Worm is welcome in our lands any time, as long as this bracelet is worn. Otherwise we will believe you Shadowveil and squish you.
Oh.
Very, very well. Thank you.
But other humanoids, warn them. They will never be welcome again until the Shadowveil are pushed from this lands.
Very well.
Understood.
And when he sort of turns in giant, very loudly, he sort of bugles out. The giant spire has risen. And
The giant
a
risen
chorus of giants call back. And so it must be!
For so it is written. Sorry.
Right, on the doorways of paradise.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was.
Alora will be
for you.
Alora will be so proud of you in her
I
absence.
know. When she watches this back, she's gonna be right.
She'll be singing along. That's
I
it. She
know.
hasn't heard any of these last 2 minutes. She's still singing.
Yeah.
But regardless, he sort of looks at you and you may leave. Giant
Okay,
friend.
bye.
Thank you.
Ah, the shaman wishes to speak to you, Esu-Worm.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, just really quickly, I blanked out. Do we still have the wings, or do we give those?
You have the wings until you get back to the So you've got to go Charlotte, Charlotte, and then back to the temple. Give back the wings, and then go to the
And then
giants on
walk the
foot,
giants.
and then walk with the giants on foot. Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Do we care enough about the helmet of disjunction as well to pick it up when we go to the giants?
You can only
The-
do that if you go delving in their giant
we
caves.
can.
In
But
their
it does
hole.
give you a bargaining chip for the sovereignty, if nothing else.
Well, we can do that when we come back here.
Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah.
There's no need
You
to do
definitely
that
don't
right
need
now.
it now. No,
We've
you
got
are
a place
not
to be.
doing it now. You haven't got the time.
We have a date.
Yeah,
The
we
shaman
do.
would like to speak to Esu-Worm.
Very well.
Okay.
Upon seeing you here. Ah! O.B.
Yes, Esu Worm.
I have a gift for you.
Oh?
And he pulls out the smallest pair of mittens you have ever seen. They're just about big enough for you. And he hands them to you. You wanted to be strong.
Yes, strong.
Then with these you shall be. And they are yours.
I have a gift for you too.
You know,
Oh, we should look to see what the hell he has in his bag.
but he is giving you gauntlets of ogre power.
Oh.
Ooh.
They're not shiny like that though.
What
That
does that
little
do?
that little mitt. Oh, I meant to ping what they do, not what they look like.
Wow.
They set your strength to 19.
Damn.
I mean, I don't know whether that's any use for you. I mean, it's an attunement item, so like eventually you. I don't know what Obi's gonna do with 19 strength long term.
Punch people, that's what.
But for now, they're pretty cool,
Obi's gonna-
and they're pretty cute
Obi's gonna
mittens.
give back. Oh, we can't give that. That's doors. I have an extra one, and Obi's gonna hand them one of his daggers that doesn't use the dagger.
A tiny, tiny
Yeah,
dagger.
he sort of takes this. It's like
You can you can clean your teeth.
and he like sticks it through his tooth and like through the gap between his teeth and pulls it out. Huh. Thank you. I will treasure it. Perhaps I could use it when I sew.
Yes. Whatever you like.
We have to sew skins together to make the drums.
Oh. Hey,
He's
whatever
sort of-
whatever.
He's
floats your
holding
boat.
it like, if you just imagine what you've given him is effectively a quarter of a toothpick. And he's a small giant.
But it's
Um,
sturdy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he drops that, he's fucked.
He's never
not
going to find
finding
it. No. But yes, he's very proud of you, and he sort of looks down. Be strong, little one. We'll see you soon. And with that, you may take flight to Riverside.
Oh boy.
Is there a reason why everyone is escorting Sullivan to his date?
No, there isn't.
Yes. We have to protect
There
him. He could be
absolutely
infiltrated.
isn't.
Doesn't really
Obi-
make much
Charlotte
logical
just-
Obi
sense.
wants to
does
be
it?
the waiter.
We all gonna put fake
We're
mustaches
not going
on?
to dinner.
What is your plan for the date, Sullivan?
Yeah, that's
This
a
is
good
not.
one.
This is not a date. I am simply going to see her and speak to
Oh,
her.
well then all of us can come.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
No.
There's no reason for us not to come if
No,
it's not a
there is
date.
because there is something private that I would like to discuss with her.
Oh.
Okay.
That doesn't involve you or you or you or you or you.
Do you want to practice?
What
on
about
one
me?
of us
Armand
first?
asks.
No,
What about Obi?
no to all of the above.
Sullivan. Armand looks to you. Might I speak with you for a moment?
Very well, I will fly over to him.
No. on land outside Riverside.
Oh, very well.
Yeah, we
The group are gonna fly you to like a make camp, sort of maybe here or so, like near the Feurian Guard Citadel.
Yeah.
Marcus would like to see it anyway. And then when you're in this camp,
Sure.
he says to you, "I would like to speak with you in private. I have some advice for you."
Mm.
And look at all your
Yeah,
little
when it's
HPs.
$5.
No, I was just amusing that Seville has 32 hit points. Back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah, and Armand will lead you a little way away from the camp.
Yes.
Sullivan. Try not to make a terrible mess of this. And as he says that, he casts greater invisibility on you. Go, before they follow. Good luck.
I will put my invisible hand on his shoulder and just say, "Thank you."
You accidentally hit him. Great.
And I
it's,
will-
It's gone now.
As he comes
Run
back...
away!
well, you've got wings, you can just fly.
Oh yeah, I'll fly away.
Yeah.
We hear.
Yeah, you're full armor, but I suppose you can summon your seed once you're out of the way out if you prefer to go that way.
No,
Armand
fair
returns to the camp, and
Oh, good. You're back. I wanted to give Sullivan some advice too. Where is
I have facilitated his early exit, I'm afraid. Every
Fuck,
good man
gotta go.
needs a supporting cast, but we should stay further away. That being said, I'm sure he is perfectly capable of messing it up on his own.
he? Oh boy,
Indeed, he
He
is.
is little
Good luck to
faith.
him.
you've doomed him, Amon.
And so I must ask each of you. Callum,
Yes.
you are married. Is that correct?
Pretzels.
Am.
I'm married. How
Married
did you
but
meet your
separated.
wife?
Oh, well. We were colleagues in university at first. She is much smarter than myself, of course.
I find
Sid
that hard
was
to
I'm
believe.
writing
kind
this
of
down.
Sid was kind of her idea, but yeah, you know, I perfected it.
I see. And did you have a first date?
Well, of course. Oh, are you asking for details about
Not
my
really,
first
no.
date with
It's
my
okay,
wife?
I just,
good.
I'm just a little curious. And he'll sort of ask Ashrin if she's known love, and she'll tell him that she doesn't remember, and he'll say that's tragic. And then he'll look to Obi. And have you had a marriage or a relationship or a date?
He's just a boy.
No.
That should be remedied.
He's just a boy, Amon.
Love is what we fight for.
That's okay. I just
No.
need my friends.
I wasn't offering myself. But we should find you a... maybe somebody of a size. Perhaps even another kobold.
I'm okay.
Very well. You,
Are you gonna shapeshift into a kobold?
and he sort of looks at Brutus and sort of, well, some of us choose a different life. That's acceptable. And then he sort of turns to Glacius. Have you known love?
Potatoes.
Potatoes. A fulfilling
I've been too busy.
relationship.
My only
The
love is
one
potatoes.
true love.
A fulfilling relationship.
Honestly true.
It strikes me as appropriate that, given the nature of your cause and the likeliness that you will die on this mission.
Oh fuck yeah, that's why I didn't do it.
It's important that there are those who will remember you for what you're doing.
That's what I have these guys for.
You remember you, Glacius?
That's
Oh,
what I have
Glacius.
Callum for.
Surely at least one of them is going to die before you.
That's gonna. I imagined we were gonna die
Probably
side
not.
by side.
Noble, you won't mind if that is the case. I teleport away.
That's fine.
I don't particularly have dying on my agenda
If
this
two
year.
of us die at the same time, you have the right to teleport away. But if
Yeah.
one of us dies and then a few seconds later another one dies, you can't teleport away. If there's at least 6 seconds in between.
I find myself unchained by your rules, Glacius. I was merely offering you the courtesy of the request. Well, for what it's worth, there is somebody I'm interested in meeting. Perhaps in the name of love. Perhaps in the name of lust.
Is it caviar?
No, but I've heard that the elven princess is truly beautiful. Have you met her?
You motherfucker.
No, never.
Ah, well. Perhaps we shall all have to get acquainted.
He
We'll
didn't
smite
have
you into the
several.
next universe.
He didn't bother asking Zavril.
No, he didn't ask several. He kind of thinks that maybe
Zavril's
Zavril's
a
got
nerd.
lost
okay?
on his mind right now.
Yeah, or the fact that I'm literally about to become a nugget in status.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
He figures if
speaking of
somebody cared about
Bruce.
Zavril dying, they would be here by now.
You'll meet girls at the sisterhood while you're frozen, probably.
Oh my
They
god.
suck.
OB, alright, alright,
Obi,
hold
who
on.
do
Can we talk
you
about
like?
this depression arc?
Just the giants.
Obi?
Obi's not depressed. He just all the factions suck. He doesn't like the
He's
sisterhood.
rebellious.
Doesn't like the Feurian Guard. He's waiting to meet Josh's faction because hopefully they don't suck too.
What about the Magus Arcane?
Oh no, they're good. He likes them. He likes the
Oh,
Guppa
Oh,
stuff.
so I guess all the
Useless.
factions don't suck
That
then.
changes it.
Nature's Arcane are useless. They don't even
Okay,
know
but
how
they're
to-
nice. But Obi doesn't care because they're nice. The people in the sisterhood were really rude. People
Useless,
in the Feurian
but
Who
Guard.
was
Nice.
nice to you in the Magus Arcane?
No one was outright.
Yeah, that
mean.
Loxodon with the cigar was incredibly mean
Oh,
to you.
Loxodon was a dick to everyone though. It wasn't just a dick to specific people.
I don't really remember that.
I think you might have been
so-
off for that session. He was awful to you people. He was
Yeah.
so arrogant and
By
so rude.
Then thinks the Feurian Guard is just weak because their choice was to just kill themselves rather than fighting and a better solution. So he thinks they gave in to the shadow, whatever.
Our man looks at you and very seriously says to you, "So the Feurian Guard lost friendship points."
They never had any to begin with.
A
Damn, they're
tragedy
the
for them.
negatives.
This is a great loss.
They
for
are the
them.
negatives.
That is a great loss for them.
I'm serious.
So where do you think he'll take her?
I'm pretty sure that village was burned to the ground, right?
No, there was a church that wasn't burnt down. And there was a
Oh,
little
then-
river nearby.
Yeah, maybe there. To get married immediately, you know? No time to waste.
Do you think she is likewise interested? Did they know
Sure.
have they known each other long?
If she showed up, then sure, is
Have-
what I'll say.
Have they known each other long? Sullivan kept the
About-
details fairly.
20 minutes, I think.
20 minutes. I've had some excellent
Yeah.
20-minute relationships in my time.
Exactly.
But
I think if anything, strange enough, she's probably spent more time talking to me than him.
Yeah, Zavril, you should show up and steal her away.
odd. I thought I was facilitating him meeting the love of his life so they could elope. 20 minutes.
See?
I didn't have Sullivan down for the one-night stand kind of person. Is that why
No,
he
he's
feels
just
honor
a-
bound to
Oh,
return?
no. Hold on. Let's not sully his name while he's gone. He did
No,
not
I wouldn't
have
say he's a
one-night
one-night stand.
Wait, they knew
Oh,
each other for
sure,
20...
we ca-
How did he fall in love in 20 minutes without even...
It was more like love at first sight.
Oh, how quaint.
Which is much worse if you ask
Are
me.
we in a fantasy novel?
If
No,
you
but
ask
we're in a
Sullivan,
fantasy world.
Yes.
It would appear so.
Yeah, we live in a realm.
We live in a
Realm
society.
is certainly a way of describing where we live.
Very well. Well, whatever it is that he manufactures out of this 20-minute relationship, I hope it is everything he hoped for and more, or something.
It probably
20
won't.
minutes! He just sort of, I wasted a 4th level spell slot! Then he takes himself, he takes himself to his tent, to the tent, and he just goes to bed. Like, he's done with Sullivan.
Is it at this point to Sully any further?
Steve.
Sully, Sully.
Sullivan's just like sneezing profusely. Just like, huh, someone talking about me?
Ooh, I can't wait to see this.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking of.
Wait.
Let's
You have
cut.
a thing where if you sneeze a lot, that means someone's talking about you?
Have you never heard that before?
No, I've
It's
heard
like
of your
a-
ears burning if people are
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
different
you.
versions of that. I've heard that.
But not
sneezing one as
sneezing.
well.
Yeah,
No, I've heard both.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
I've heard. But it means if you sneeze,
It's just
it
a
means that someone-
superstition.
No, but,
You know?
yeah, but what's the
Yes.
but your ears burning makes sense if someone's talking about you. But what has sneezing got to do?
Wait, how does that make sense? But sneezing.
That you're hearing
doesn't-
them. That you're hearing that your ears are burning because people are talking
You're
about
hearing
you. So
them
you're
talking.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, people also used to believe if you didn't say "bless you" when you sneezed, your soul would escape and you would like.
Well, that would
die.
explain you.
What does that even mean, Josh?
You know what it means.
You're acting like a 5-year-old on the playground, just being like, "Nah."
You two are over 12 miles away from each other.
Yeah, and
Silence.
Shouting this argument.
Sullivan.
It's okay, Sullivan
Wait.
has no soul.
Sullivan, you find
Come on,
us...
can you, I want to spy on them. Sorry, continue.
Our man sort of looks at you and... No, that's gross, disgusting, and strange.
they're not gonna have sex.
That's
Sullivan
coming
doesn't know what
from
he's doing.
him.
Have some manners. And Marcus sort of sighs and... I would have spied on them.
I'm desperately looking for a way to spy on them in Callum's inventory, but I'm finding nothing. Maybe Nye could go spy on them.
Sullivan,
Oh,
you arrive at the ruins of Riverside.
Riverside.
Oh,
With a couple of
boy, I'm
hours to
excited.
spare. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I guess I'll put myself on the map so that.
Get into
So
position.
I think, yeah, I'm hiding. It's a surprise. No, I'm probably just pacing, not like short pace, like a long pace from here to here. Just kind of pacing back and forth, waiting for her, I guess. Looking quite nervous.
After about 2.5 hours,
Damn.
a man arrives. Not a man.
Who arrives?
A man. A
man.
A
Not
male.
Amon.
A male arrives.
Okay.
He is about 7 foot tall.
Okay.
He is dragonborn. He is a silver dragonborn.
Okay.
And
Serious?
he sort of
What?
I knew he
places
loved
his in
me.
silver. Places his in silver.
I'm
Oh, he's
white.
white.
You
Excuse
racist.
me.
And he sort of Sullivan.
Uh-oh.
Sullivan. Is there a Sullivan?
Yes. Yeah, that's me.
Ah,
I look around as if there's other people.
yeah. Well, he hadn't seen you. He was looking around in the ruins.
Yeah. I'm here, and I'll walk. over to
Unusual
where
place to
it
meet
is.
people.
Well, privacy is nice.
You got catfish.
I come on behalf of Charlotte.
Is everything okay?
Well, of course. I think. It's just... Well, she was a little... It's a long way for a young woman to travel without
Oh.
anyone to protect her. We were friends since
okay.
childhood. And I came to ensure that she was okay. And, frankly, that you were okay.
I'm fine.
You
I'm
look
just
like
waiting for her.
quite the warrior, so I feel a bit silly saying this, but if you hurt her, I will find a way of at least somewhat upsetting you.
I'll find a way.
He's wearing farmer's overalls and he has a club at his side, and you're like wearing this polished armor and looking like a paladin of knight in shining armor, and he's just like, well, You heard her, I'll hit you with a stick.
He's like, I will find you, and I will kill you.
I will remonstrate with you. I think is where
I
he's
will
at.
find you,
I-
and I'll find
yeah.
someone else to kill you.
Exactly.
I promise. That is the last thing I would ever want to do.
Well, that's okay for now, but... Very well. And he heads back into the way, into the trees. And you will see that she was sitting in the tree. And she sort of steps down, and our good friend Charlotte sort of wanders across to you. Sullivan. Why here?
That's a good question.
I don't quite remember. I suppose there's something to be said about privacy.
Oh. There's also something to be said about food and drink. But I brought a
Well,
picnic.
I can fix that actually, and kind of in a very big fluster, I will cast Create Food and Water,
Oh, okay.
and I will, I guess,
Raw
because it's
ingredients.
just like it's not cooked. Yeah, exactly. So I'll just have a 45-pound barrel worth of apples and other fruits, and then another barrel of 30 gallons of water.
That was impressive.
Thank you.
I brought a picnic.
Yeah,
She
that-
takes a
that would
basket
be-
from her shoulder and
that
like
would be
she lays out
great.
a blanket on the floor and she sort of sits at one side and she begins taking out like little sort of wooden plates, wooden knives and forks. She's brought a salad of sort of forest roots and vegetables. She's brought some bread and some fresh ham and some cheese and a bottle of wine. And she sort of looks at your shining armor and do you partake in alcohol?
Not regularly, but I can.
You
make
can,
the
okay.
exception.
I wasn't sure. We didn't get much. We've never had much chance to talk. And
Is she sat?
pardon me, but you. Yeah, she's. I did say she's sat cross-legged on the,
Okay,
on the side of the.
Then I will immediately, like in front of her, take a knee and bow my head, and I will just say, "Please forgive me. A knight is only as good as his word, and I made a promise to you, and I did not fulfill that promise. And so I
She
please
looks a bit confused.
humbly beg your
You did?
forgiveness.
You
I
promised
promised
to get me
to come
out.
back
did
for
you?
you."
Well, you sort of did. You're here, aren't you?
I don't think those two things correlate.
Well, sure, but you were sweet enough about it. You are most forgiven, fair knight, or whatever it is I meant to say in this situation. Would you like a sandwich?
Thank you.
She has some gestures towards the
I'll,
bread and the knife.
Well, before I sit down and stuff, I am going to take off my armor because I'm not quite sure how you'd sit down in a picnic.
She sort of
and not
giggles.
Cut yourself open.
You're dressed underneath, I assume.
Yes. Just in like trousers and like just a
Your
like
clothes, yes, clothes are good.
yeah, just very
Wonderful.
basic clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing fancy or anything.
Well, that is better, isn't it? I would feel a little safer travelling in your armour. Luckily, I've got a couple of little tricks that got us here a bit more expediently, a bit more safely. But
Oh.
well, yes, I have a little druidic magic about me, not much, but some. It means that we don't get bothered much on the road. But if we did, well, Hector's a strange bloke, but he looks out for me. We've been childhood friends. He came to the forest with his father who was dying, seeking some sort of magic or something. I don't really understand it in whole, no matter how many times he tells me.
I see.
The Lady of the Woods, whatever that is. It isn't me, I promise you. But anyway, what they found was my heart, and his father had the grace to die upon my doorstep, and well, my mother raised both of us, I guess. He's a brother as much as anything else. Yeah, so he feels protective for me, though truth be told, in a fight I I would hope that he would just run away.
Yes, he doesn't seem much of a fighter.
No, he's too
But
gentle.
it's good
for
to
that.
have people who aren't.
He did, however, grow these, and then she points towards the salad. So he does have his uses.
I'll take one of the wooden forks and get a big chunk of everything in the salad and take a bite. What does
So-
it taste like?
Yeah, it's just salad of root vegetables. It's a bit plain. It's a bit.
It tastes
it's farmer's
great.
fare. She smiles and it's food. So,
Indeed.
from what I understand, according to your strange friend that speaks in my head, you've travelled halfway around the world to see me.
Well, I like Sullivan, full red, like blush is not even a word. He's just like completely gone. So, well, I don't know if I'd quite put in those words. I did want to see you, and I have travelled a long roundabout way, I suppose, if you call that walking around.
Well, your friend merely said that you were a long way away and that you would travel to see me just as soon as you could, which means that you're obviously busy doing things halfway across the world.
Me and my team, we're trying to unite the different factions to try and have a united front against the Shadowveil. We've just fixed somewhat of an alliance between the Giants and the Feurian Guard.
Is that all?
So that went quite well.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Not a particularly small goal to set yourself.
We kind of just stumbled upon it, to be truthful.
And how does a forest girl like myself fit into that?
What do you mean?
Sullivan, it's fair to say that deception and guile are not your strong
I'd
point.
never lie.
No, but also you don't hide much of your feelings. You clearly have some interest. But I can't run around with your merry band saving the world. I can grow flowers and hide myself, but that's about it.
Well, I, despite, yes, it would be nice to have you there, but I wouldn't want to put you in danger. So perhaps you staying hidden and going.
Oh, and you might
flowers.
visit once a month?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not a life for a girl.
Well, I understand if that's not something that you'd
But-
be comfortable with.
Can I assume there is an end to all this sometime? You can't work forever,
Well,
right?
No. The hope is to stop the Shadowveil,
Oh,
if that is possible.
she sort of stops and... You really mean that? Sullivan, the war's
Well-
been going on for over a century.
Well, it has to stop sometime.
Sure, but... Beg pardon. And she sort of reaches out and she gently touches your ears. You're not going to live that many more centuries,
I
right?
am.
You're a sweet man, but...
But this was a bad idea.
No,
I see.
no. I just... What future do you see for us? What did
One
you
where,
envision? What was your dream?
Then maybe we'd have, I don't know, a cottage somewhere in a little village, with maybe a son and a daughter, and just a peaceful life after the war.
And all of that happens after the war?
Yeah.
And what did you envision for us while this war's still going on?
That you'd keep safe. And that I would hold you in my heart.
You are romantic. I think you're a sweet man. And I would like to get to know you better. As and when your time permits. Though, please, in a little more natural surroundings. Or familiar surroundings. I do have a hut in the woods, but that's not where I live. That is where I do my work. I have a home in the outskirts of Kvatch. A little village. Perhaps we could meet in Kvatch or closer to there, or in fact I do have access to the Magus Arcane Halls, so I can meet in any other city that you should wish. And
okay.
I did purchase one of these for us. And she takes a little stone, like a pebble, and she hands it to you, and she's holding her own, and she takes out a little quill, and we paint the same glyph on it, I think. She paints her little glyph, and then she reaches over to yours and paints it while it's in your hand. This should let us talk from a distance. I'd like to get to know you, Sullivan. I would. And a few slightly more romantic sceneried visits would be lovely. But if this war is still going on in 5 years or 10 years, eventually I'll need more than the occasional visit. I'm sure you understand. A future is part of my life. I can't forever be beholden to somebody who visits once a month if the world's not ending.
Of course.
You mentioned a team.
Yeah.
What are they like? And you don't have to describe them, but
they're a handful, but they're mine.
and she'll ask you to tell her all about them and all about what you've been doing. And in return, she'll tell you about her fairly simple life. She's an herbalist. She collects herbs for the Magus Arcane and delivers them to various different towers. Her brother-ish, Hector, the Silver Dragonborn, grows some of the more difficult to keep herbs in the forest near where her hut is, where he grew up, where her mother's home was before her mother passed away. And she regularly collects herbs from there as well, and that is where she was when she disappeared into the Fae. She'll also tell you that she has a small group of friends that she's very, very close with, all of whom are part of a small druid circle together. They're not very good at druidry, as she calls it, but they try. And they're learning little bits about growing and cultivation, but also about keeping themselves safe from the Shadowveil, tricks to defend themselves, mostly to disappear, hide, not be noticed, as opposed to actually trying to fight anyone, but she'll tell you about all of that. And she'll also tell you that she did have a love once. She is in her 40s, but will live many, many more years. The expected life is probably about a couple of hundred. She had a love when she was younger, a young elf, but he broke her heart and left her for another woman. And because of that, she's cautious in love, she'll tell you. But she too would like a son, a daughter, and a cottage one day. And as you guys talk, eventually the sun will set, and Hector will sort of call out, "Charlotte! Sullivan! I'm coming over." Sort of awkwardly, and he sort of sees the two of you sitting on a blanket, and that's sweet. Is that my salad? Oh, wonderful.
It's great. Really, really good.
He looks to Charlotte, and it's not even got any meat in it yet. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed your vegetable bowl. He sort of smiles awkwardly. Raw carrots. Then sort of... So, Charlotte, we should get moving. Otherwise, unless you were able to escort us somewhere a little safer.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Perhaps we could consult the map and see where we're closest to.
Fucking nothing.
Fucking nothing. You got it.
Yeah, pretty much.
60 miles. He'll say, I know of a small village a little upriver. They might shelter us for a night, and then we can make our way to Kvatch. She'll say, oh yeah, I know of it. I don't know it's got much of a name, but, well, much like Riverside was, it's just, you know, all the way over here. It's about 6 or 7 miles away. Perhaps you might wander with us for a bit?
Yeah.
And as you sort of stand up, he sort of peers over your shoulder a bit and... Beg pardon, sir, but, are those wings?
Long story.
Just temporary, really. A gift from the Aasimar.
Temporary wings, a gift from the Aasimar. You in your full Dawnguard regalia and fairly shiny sword. You could do worse, he says to Charlotte, and with that he begins to walk you along, and you've got the approval of the brother. He likes your temporary wings from the Aasimar. And after about a 5 or 6 mile walk, you'll come across a small village. And she smiles, and from what I remember, there's quite a good tavern here. Perhaps next time we might meet here for a meal, or somewhere else more convenient.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
You haven't told me much of your plans. Well, I suppose, saving the world, you might not know them all. Do you know if you'll be available soon?
I don't, but as soon as I know, I'll let you know.
What's next? Crossing into the lands of the Shadowveil to slay them by hand?
Well, sooner than we might like to.
Oh,
She was like, I was joking.
I see. No one... Well, some of the scouts come back, right? I see. And then she sort of holds her stone up and sort of waves it at you a little bit. And then she rushes over and sort of hands up. Like, she doesn't actually put her arms round you and embraces you, but sort of hands out to the side. She sort of reaches up on tiptoe for a kiss.
Just a peck. Yeah, I will peck her back.
You made yourself sound like an Aaron Cocker. I will peck her back. And with that, she blushes a little bit and look after yourself. Don't die.
I'll try not to.
And then she sort of reaches to your hand and like presses something into it. And after she's fled to the tavern within the village, you will be able to look down and see that it's a little tiny, sort of like a buttercup, but it's been preserved in some way. It's going to stay as it is. It won't wither. And, she's left you with a little flower. And you may make your way back to the camp.
I will. Via a huge amount of crying.
Okay. And as you do so, back at the campsite, Aman will wake you all up in the middle of the night, or sort of quite late, and just go, "He got the girl!"
There he is.
Yeah,
There
it's very.
Oh no, you're
clear
not there
that
yet.
Sullivan's
You're not
being-
there yet.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No.
Sorry.
He was clearly spying on you, despite telling everyone that was
Oh,
inappropriate
okay.
and incorrect.
Oh,
And he will tell you all that he got the girl, or
I
at
would
least
start preparing a feast.
they had a kiss. That's all I know. I only checked in to make sure he was alive. Honest. And there he was, standing at the edge of a village, which is nowhere near Riverside, Just
Classic Sullivan.
yeah, little kiss. It's all good. There was a dragonborn there. It wasn't you. And he points to he says, no. But he should be
Wow,
back
really?
in
I
like
did it?
an hour or two.
He made a new Dragonborn best friend while he was gone too.
Maybe Sullivan isn't
But
racist
as
at
Sullivan arrives back, just that is where we're going to end because I would like you to recap your date for Laura next session.
all. Yeah,
when
the
you
fact
tell
that
me.
she couldn't be here for that is so sad.
Well, I'm sure she'll watch it, but still. She's blatantly got the Bluetooth earpiece in, walking around the car shop listening to you having your date. But anyway, that is where we're going to end. So we will come to the timeless tradition of MVPs. And I think last time we started with Matt, which means this time we start with Duff. Duff, your MVP. As I will
the date finally happening, but then also like the very quick resolution of everything with the Feurian Guard and the Giants. I mean, like I say quick
It's been
resolution, like
days.
it's like yeah, it's been days and like multiple
sessions,
sessions
yeah.
of it. I just expected it to take longer from being.
It did come to a sudden conclusion, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the main things that was key is like you guys were going to be rewarded for being diplomatic and trying to sort of look after both sides and communicate between them. But ultimately, it wasn't anything you guys did that brought them to the fight and united them. It was the Shadowveil causing them harm. That is what
Yeah, so
truly
in actuality, we
pushed
should go
both
thank
sides.
them.
Well, and regularly that is what unites two groups is a bigger enemy, a larger foe. But yeah, I definitely think the quick resolution was also a pretty good one for you guys. I think it might be the best resolution you could have got, except you didn't save Bernard. That was a weirdly unlikely scenario anyway. Going clockwise, Jamal, your MVP.
I have to also second that one as well. Getting one of the best possible ends with the giant Feurian Guard conflict. But also, for me, it's also the whole big reveal of John's a Shadowveil.
Or is he?
Or is he?
You don't have any proof of
the
that.
Acolyte was, yeah, well, true, but
damn
the
it.
Acolyte was definitely a Shadowveil. And,
Yes, the
you know,
Acolyte was.
the infiltration and the fact that, there's now a dead Feurian high up guy, dead giants. And also, I just gotta hand it to the whole fucking thing of the mountain, the giant spire rising out from the clouds. That's a great little touch.
Good.
That was good.
I'm glad you enjoyed that. Josh.
Yeah, I also really liked that we got a good ending with the Giants and the Feurian Guard. I think the resolution of it was very, very nice. And I'm so glad we didn't have to figure out who the infiltrator was. I was very shocked when Juriel came in and was like, behead. I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I really liked, obviously, the date with Charlotte. I quite liked that it challenged Sullivan on what he expected out of it. I actually found it quite upsetting. I was like, I'm gonna keep my emotions very
Well, I kept sitting there in the preparation for it, thinking, "What's the girl getting out of this?" Right?
Yeah.
You know, like a
Yeah,
guy
like
that
someone
might
isn't
come
that
home
much
once a
potential.
month if he's not.
Yeah, it's an
If he's not
awful
dead,
trade-off.
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
it's no,
So
he
I
might
would-
be a wonderful man, but it's about a few visits and then like what if he dies? Like it's a terrible
Yeah.
thing. She's setting herself up for heartbreak. So I had to think, what would she say? And I hope that came
Yeah,
across.
absolutely, and I
realistically.
love that.
Good.
I really, really liked that. But yeah.
Good.
I've never had to deal with rejection before, so
Oh.
I was like, this is very, very new to me.
Aww.
Michaela.
Yes, I love that as well. How Charlotte was like, yeah, there's a lot to consider about this whole thing. Also the Jorn reveal at first, like worrying, like, hey, we haven't seen that guy in a while. Where is he? And then like, wondering where he is now. Is he up to something nefarious? And also the giants giving us like 300 giants to fight in the
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
a full tribe. I was not expecting that much. That is, I
No,
think,
it's a full tribe
really
minus
great.
2.
Yeah, -2.
Yeah. So, and talking to gosh, what's that guy's name? Fram.
Yeah,
I think he's cool.
he's a dude. He's
yeah.
definitely a
Just
dude.
a
He's got a
dude.
horrible temper, but he's a dude. Matt, your MVP.
I really liked when they cut off the dude's head and we took away all the work from us, and it was problem solved immediately, which was nice. We didn't have to spend an hour talking about it.
I do wonder what you guys would have done if she cut his head off and he just wasn't Shadowveil.
I thought that's what you were gonna say at first, and I was like, shit, here we go, roll initiative.
You can't
I know,
roll
I thought
initiative
she was
against her.
coming in.
That'd be that. Like,
Yeah.
that'd
Yeah,
be end
to
of
be
campaign
honest.
right now. Like, you don't live that fight. Not right now.
Yeah.
Not even with all the other guards there helping us.
Would they help?
No, no.
Even if they did, I don't think it would matter. I think she could clean a lot of you up and then leave.
To be honest,
pretty
when
quickly.
when she just went and did that, sliced off that dude's head, I was seriously thinking, oh shit, she snapped, she's turned.
That's what I
She's
thought
killed
was
that guy.
happening. I
We're
was scared.
next. And then it was like, oh wait.
Well,
shut
there
up.
is a
It's like,
reason
oh my
why
God.
her grandson, Marcus, said he didn't think infiltrating her was possible.
Yeah.
Not just because she's pretty powerful and the Shadowveil would have had to overpower her, but also she's literally a true resurrected being. She's not like your average
innately
girl down the
immortal.
road. Exactly. So he was like, I don't know if they can infiltrate her, but like, I don't think so.
For all intents and purposes, she's basically just a corpse.
Well, I suppose what I haven't really told you is she's the avatar of the Lady of the Light, which is what you then heard a little bit about, who's basically like Lathander's wife, I guess. She's a slightly lesser deity, but she's still she's like an avatar of a demigod, basically. So,
Yeah, we can't beat that in a fight.
No, not yet.
Yeah,
Now
just
with
wait till
that
the end of the
attitude.
campaign when we go fight.
We'll
When we
come
fight
back.
the big bad. Yeah. I want my lick backs.
Well, Raveneska killed an actual god, so the avatar of a demigod shouldn't be too tough. But yeah, I had a couple of MVPs. I really enjoyed your flying bickering. That was great.
I wish Fox was
And the
here.
procrastinating. I really enjoyed the meal, actually. The whole concept that he's tired of potatoes, but like was kind of silly. But in the end, it actually ended up being quite a nice little thing that you provided something for Aman. And like, yeah, we kind of sometimes we sort of forget he's there because I don't want to be a party member as well as a DM, right? But it's nice having him along. I wonder how much longer we can delay visiting the Shadowveil to keep.
I feel like that's
Keep
our
our
next
man
big
around.
thing.
Yeah, I think the plan is to drop off the Giants and be like,
Have
"Alright,
another
guys."
date and then.
Yeah, one more date, and then Sullivan can go
We'll be
tell his
passing
girlfriend
Kavax,
that-
right? She's
Well,
there.
there's
We can
also
say
you've got
goodbye.
reports of Feurian Guard that A, you've dealt with the problems up at their temple, and B, you've just brought up
Yeah.
350 soldiers to them and the
Well,
Dawn
yeah.
Guard. That should get
But
you
that's,
some.
like,
That should get you some
on the way
influence
back.
points.
Oh,
With
for
the Feurian
sure.
Guard,
If that
yeah.
doesn't, I'd be shocked.
Yeah, well, they'd sent you to deal with the giants attacking them when you recruited an army. It's pretty good going, right?
We're gonna come back to that fortress, and they're gonna be like, "Oh God, they turned to the giant side. They're coming
Yeah.
to kill us all."
Off with that!
They can't kill you now. You've got the giants at your side. That little fortress.
Period.
Don't stand a chance.
Every man
Yeah.
But I also really
that.
enjoyed Sullivan's date. I think that was a really good moment. But I'm just going to give an MVP for one simple thing. I'm handing it to Obi. When she was like, we're going to undergo a ritual where like this, and Matt just went, no. That was it. You just said, no. And it was like, oh, fine. Obi says no, never mind then. We won't do that. It was just one of the coolest and most ridiculous bits of roleplay we've ever had. You just said no to an entire faction doing their whole thing. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, it was a great session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you all next week. But for now, that is where we will say goodbye. So if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Bye.
Bye for now.
we shall see you soon.